What did the fish do?
What is up? I don't want to know
dick.
what. Yeah, the fish sucked his dick. Apparently, we're just going for it today. Welcome in, everybody.
Wow.
What kind of punchline is that? That is not a good joke. What is up, folks?
That's
We're
a funny
back.
joke.
It's been a little bit. I appreciate you guys being here today. Everyone's swinging in bright and early. We had Creep Show. We got Banana Tom. Aves was in here before the fucking stream even started. We appreciate every single one of you who's here tonight. Real quick, we got another streamer with us tonight, Hell's Corp. You got anything new you want to talk about? Please feel free. Now is the time. What do you got going on?
I am working on a project and it failed miserably, so it's taking some time. So
That
no.
does happen. Do you don't want to let anyone in on just like a little teaser of the project? You're just kind of mysterious.
The only reason that I am in this fucking stuff right now is because I don't want you to see what is behind me, and I don't want to clean them up before I stream.
Oh, you got the okay. Fair enough. Well, if y'all haven't already, go show some love to Hellas Corp over there. I linked his channel. We gave him a little shout out here. In terms of
In
me,
case you're wondering, his voice has always been like that. You're just crazy.
yeah,
Guess what? It isn't real.
What?
I actually bought myself a gaslighting isn't real, you're just crazy hoodie.
Oh,
and it's
nice.
coming in the next 2 days.
Yeah,
And you can get your very own.
at Hell's Corp.
Square.
There you go. Go buy the merch. Gaslighting isn't real. You're just crazy. We love it. In terms of what's going on with me, we got to participate in a really fun free weekend streamer marathon thing for Embers Adrift. It was a really fun game, kind of like a slow-paced, grindy RPG, MMORPG. I really enjoyed it. Had a great time. It was a really good stream, and it was a really fun community to be a part of. Other than that, nothing really new going on. We got Skyrim. We've been doing some Sator lately. Sure, yeah. It's been fun. It's been good. Other than that, there's not a whole lot interesting. May all hail Mogus. Of course, all hail Mogus. We need like an all hail Mogus emote, or like, I mean, I need to homebrew an equivalent fucking pantheon and put Mogus in it somehow. We'll figure it out. Other than that, nothing really new going on. Just Mogus. Yeah, that's one pantheon for the entire world. It's Mogus. He took over. He murked every other god in existence and is the only one still existing. But we hope y'all are having a good night tonight. Appreciate everyone being here. What's up, Boofy guy? How you doing? So we're just kind of chilling. I'm gonna wait till Chris comes back before we run the recap here. I do believe his cat was having a hairball issue before. Real Sergeant
I believe
Mantuka.
he said vomit.
Yeah.
The pukes.
Fair. I also forgot that you guys had 2 NPCs traveling with you, so I need to put their minis on the map as well for the big battle.
Shardle.
It's Svartle. Not Shardle. Svartle.
Shardle.
And
Shardle.
Smelly, also known as Pete.
Smelly and
I call him
Smartle.
Shart. I call him Shart for short.
Smelly and Shart? Okay.
Just a little shark.
I'm down with it. I'm absolutely down with it. So, I'm just like, I want to recap, but I don't want to recap until Chris is here. But I hope everything's okay over there. What's new with y'all? It's like a rare chance we get to talk to chat. What's going on?
I've been sharting.
You've been sharting? We love that.
Yeah.
Love that for you. How's that been?
Nothing
Thanks,
but
man.
exclusively shark.
Yeah, just all sharts all day. I'm sure the washing machine appreciates that. We're thriving, absolutely thriving.
Washing machine's broke.
Is that the one that you fucking welded with the torch on your first reveal stream?
No one can say.
No one can say.
There we go. We got our.
But I've been charting, that's fine.
No, it's all the Taco Bell, dude. You gotta watch that shit.
Oh.
So
Look at this Hell's Corp.
we got Chris back. We can get
He
into it
looks like
now.
he's in Nickelback.
So it's a rude thing to say to someone. That's like fighting
What are you
words.
talking about?
If
No,
I
it's
were
not.
Hell's Corp, I would get on a plane, fly to whatever location you currently reside in, not to dox you or anything, and beat your ass for that.
I have no clue what he said, so
He said he looks like you're in Nickelback.
that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Nickelback's fine.
That's debatable.
Hater.
Merc for hire.
They look fine.
You got advantage.
Advantage. That's right. What's up? My Colt is
Gregory, I'm
advantage.
bringing you an actual whiteboard next week.
This is a
okay?
whiteboard. What do you mean?
Okay, erase Mantuka for me.
No.
Jeez. No.
You can call it a whitewash board.
There we go.
A white trash whiteboard.
There you
A
go.
white trash board.
White
Yes.
trash whiteboard.
just-
I like it. Okay, this works. This fits the stream very, very well. so
Just
far.
bring that to my house, Hells. That'd be great.
Baby, baby, we got a white trash whiteboard.
No,
It's
that's
gonna have a
not.
theme song and everything.
Oh, is it gonna stay up?
No, God, no.
Can we get a mod to make a prediction on what the odds are that falls down and whacks Hellscorp in the back of the head midstream, please? We got a weather check already. Go ahead and hit exclamation point D100 Hellspawn. All one word.
Stay tuned to see if
We got
Hells
a
is gonna wind
hydrate
up
check,
in.
too.
We got hydrate
Darwin
check
Awards.
already. We're Aves. What's umming?
I'm gonna dehydrate myself by drinking coffee.
The prediction was going to be that the thing that Hellscorp was putting up was going to fall.
I
and
didn't,
hit
it
him.
didn't stay. It didn't stay in the first place.
No, it's fine. It's all good. We got 76.
It
Okay,
actually
76
knocked
isn't
down
bad.
like 90% of my fucking grade thing.
Oh shit, that's not good.
Yeah,
76 isn't so bad. We can deal with the 76. So, real quick, let's just recap where we left off last week. The party, now growing accustomed to their... Was that a predator sound? What the
It
fuck?
was a burp.
Oh, fair. The voice changer is doing really weird things to your burps.
What
It
voice
did
changes?
sound like Predator.
It did. It sounded like fucking predator in my ears. I didn't like it. So, a recap. The party got used to their new dwelling. Can we just fucking stop? Had settled in completely and spent some time familiarizing themselves with the space. Gregory, using some innovative means, cleared the way to a rather large stone door bearing the effigy of...
Better.
Just like one recap. Start.
That's what he summoned. It was awesome.
Start to finish. Just start to finish. Let me get the flow. Let me get the flow going. There we go. That's better. Revealing a massive sandstone door complete with the effigy of what we now know to be the Star Speaker, the former leader of the Undara people, an ancient civilization that once resided in this very sanctuary. One of many settlements of theirs. The party, realizing that they didn't quite have all the ingredients they needed to open the door, a handful of jewels of varying types to fill in some spots on these kind of constellations that had been colored to match the types of jewels. I do believe it was an emerald, a ruby, and a sapphire was what we were looking for. However, the final piece of the puzzle, a massive diamond known only as the Stone of the Kings, an ancient dwarven relic once wielded by the King of Dwarves who lived in this very area in, well, what we now know is a long-lost ancient dwarven civilization, about the same age as the Undara. Strange connection there that you should need a dwarven item to open an elvish door. But, not wasting any more time thinking about the particulars, the party made their plans to head southwest toward the city of Lysia after a little bit of guidance from Stanislav's deity, his newly found religion providing a little bit of a boost. Not a whole lot, let's say, but at least a nudge in the right direction. Party set out the following morning after some brief goodbyes and taking time to recruit, I say with very relative...
Kidnap.
Yeah, it's probably more accurate. Well, no, they came willingly, like they agreed, but, you know, it was...
I literally picked mine up by the back of the head.
That's true. That's fair.
You're
Either
coming
way,
home with me.
the first of
It
which...
Mine
Agreed.
volunteered.
Same way.
Mine volunteered.
The
That's
same
true.
way that the people of Russia volunteer for Putin to lead.
It's true. It's sad because it's true.
Just saying.
Gulag for you, gulag for you, gulag over.
Okay, that was good. You saved it. We saved it. Okay. The party left, heading southwest across the Embersteppe, returning to a familiar desert for a couple of you. Menthuka and Stanislav in particular had spent some time traveling these parts. Stanislav in particular, very familiar with the surrounding area. Knowing that their options for camping for the evening, as the evening was beginning to approach, was basically find a cave or some nook to camp in along the side of the Incendus mountain range, or travel a little further to a location known only as, I have my notes open here. Fucking, yeah, there we go. Come on, open.
Yakistan!
My fucking page logged me out after relogging. 1 second.
It's Yakistan, it's canon now. Adjust.
I'm down with it. There we go. Hargo's Hill, that's it. A de facto trade outpost that had basically been acquired by an individual named Hargo, a very enterprising individual who basically showed up with a handful of mercenaries on this spot and declared it his. Set up a small merchant stand where he would sell water and food and other various goods that he can get his hands on at steep premium prices. But it is considered safe, the food is fresh, and the water...
2 gold for a glass of water.
Yeah, and the water is usually chilled. However, you spent a little bit of time there and decided to have a little bit of a meal to yourself, realizing that you had walked into an area guarded entirely by members of the Black Fang Triumvirate, a highly successful and sought-after mercenary guild, mostly based here in the Imperium, but known to have strongholds and locations set throughout the entire continent, in basically every major city. They didn't seem to pay much attention to you, despite your, wanted man, convict status. Generally seeming their loyalties lie with whoever employs them. You bought some food, had a chance to... Actually, I believe you just conjured some food, if memory serves. But you rented a tent for the night, or a pair of tents, in an elevated area. You bought the meat platters, that's true. In an elevated area, kind of safe upon this mesa. And just looking out, you saw that there was really only one way in. The other 3 kind of ramps up to this place had been fortified, and now stand guarded by basically an archer at each. 20k points to you. There you go, Hells. Did you just manipulate the system? We love it. You all...
we would have voted.
We love that. You all tucked in for an evening's rest. And choosing not to leave a guard, but trusting in your automated companions, both in the form of Mr. Maker, the tiny version.
Tiny Maker.
Unnamed intern, and Eyes Off You. A very familiar looking, but newly celestial goat summoned by Stanislav. You were quickly awakened in the night, startlingly awakened by each of these individuals coming up to you and shaking you awake, warning of danger, at which point you heard, carrying on the winds, just the sound of moans, groans, just making its way over the sands towards you. You emerge from the tents just as a horde of zombies crashes into the tents that are placed on the ground, that, the people who didn't want to pay the extra gold to, put up a tent inside the fortifications are quickly wiped out. And as you're all kind of shaking the sleep off and realizing what's happened, you see as this horde of zombies just begins to close around the location you're on. You do see, before all of this goes down, the enterprising form of Hargo himself making a break from his tent towards the carriage that he has stationed here at any given times, ushering his 2 dwarven companions with him, quickly shutting the door in. But before he does so, taking a chance to look around the front, toss what appears to be a figurine of a bull, very small black bull statue, mutters a word to himself you didn't quite pick up, and immediately springing to place in front of the carriage is a massive hulking bull that finds itself immediately put into the straps as they magically just weave into its body and place itself. He cracks a whip and then disappears inside as the bull takes off northward into the desert. However, while the display in and of itself was quite entertaining and quite the view for you, it does, however, put a massive hole in the defenses that have been set up by the Black Fang Triumvirate. It appears that this man has left his employees, his mercenary, and all of his guests to die here. And you see, right before we get into the action, this carriage just bounding over the top of a sand dune and disappearing into the desert. And then, again, as you kind of refocus, the sound comes to all of you. Just the sound of hundreds of moaning corpses walking towards you. It appears like they're beginning to flood into the area here. Just as it does, the commander of the Black Fang Triumvirate, you see, grabs a lantern that you know to be full of oil and just smashes it on the stairs, lighting them in flames, seemingly cutting you all off from the horde, except for the few entrances they have here. At this point, I need everyone in the party to go ahead and throw their mini or their figurine onto the map, whichever tent you guys felt you would have been sleeping in at that time, and then we're gonna have you roll some initiative. I just need to put...
If I remember right, it was Mantuka and Tameli, and everybody else
you guys
in one, and then everyone else in the other.
I believe so, but you guys go ahead and drag those guys. You're just coming out of the tents now as all of this is happening. We're gonna put this halfling here, wherever Mantuka, you would be in that tent. You get a little halfling defender with you. So anyone who's marked in green, if you guys see all the green dots, those are your allies. So we have Smelly, and then we need
Shark.
Can I have a sheep?
you have a horse mini already in your journal. Just use that.
And a horse.
Stan a horse. There we go. Mr. Maker, you have Svartle. There you go. You got your little dudes. I do believe that is everyone. You got your sheep. You got your horse down, right?
Yeah, he's right above me.
Okay, perfect. Grim comes in with the raid. What's up, buddy? Thank you. Appreciate that nice and early. Just shout out here. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Shark, dude.
I'm gonna be honest with you, not a lot. He was like, you haven't really got to see him in action yet, per se, but he's based on the training level you saw of these people, they're like low-level soldiers at best. Do with that what you will. So, everyone go ahead, click their minis, and roll initiative. I'm going to just pull up a sheet here for Svartle and Stinky.
How much time have we had to react? Can I be on?
No, you're
I saw you.
just coming out as like all of this
Okay,
happened
so
at
I'd
once.
be like here then. Okay,
More
cool.
or less, yes. So let's go with just a soldier here. Easy peasy.
Everybody gets a +4 to initiative.
We love that. So it's an initiative roll.
Who's
for
within
them.
10 feet of me? So Mantuka and everybody over here doesn't. Everybody
In.
here does.
That's fucking horseshit.
And then these guys are
Sleep
going
closer to me, sexy man.
Alright, has everyone rolled? Do I have everyone on there? I believe
Yeah.
we do. What's up, Kieran? Comes in with the double rate. I love Monday nights when we get the double rate. You guys are the fucking best. I love you both. Thank you so much. I hope the pirating was good today and Sea of Thieves treated you all well. I believe everyone has rolled. Let's set this to descending order. Oh, I do need...
I have +7 initiative in the last, I don't know how many fights. I've rolled so bad.
Oh, I need this guy on there. Too.
I'm cursed.
Oh boy.
16. Okay, so all of the soldiers in your guys' group are going to act on the turn of the commander, just to make my job a little easier. Thank you very much. So, you all watch these events unfold. The horses and the people who had been sleeping on the ground level are quickly just engulfed and torn to pieces. You hear them screaming in pain as they are killed mercilessly. And you see the fire take on the stairs as the commander just throws that lantern down. And that's where we're picking up. Mantuka, you just see this basically island now surrounded by a sea of corpses on all sides, all moaning, teeth gnawing, claws trying to rip at the people, trying to climb up, but unable to climb the steep rocky surface that surrounds you. So it looks like there's a few ways they can get in, but it seems like the walls, in a matter of speaking, are going to hold them mostly at bay. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go find the rest of the party.
Okay, easy enough. You would leave your tent, come out, and you'd see, much like yourself, the rest of your party just slowly gathering themselves together, kind of taking the sleep out of your eyes. You did not, unfortunately, benefit from the long rest, as you guys were cut off midway through on that one. Don't think it's gonna matter a whole lot for everybody, but you guys are just still like groggy, half asleep. You're in that stage. Most of you are not wearing armor, I would also like to point out. So any heavy armor users in the group, definitely unarmored right now. Otherwise, you would be taking points of exhaustion every time you try to sleep. I believe it's same with medium armor. I think light armor is the only one that gets a pass on that.
Cool. So I'll collapse back here to defensive stance, allowing Stan some time, some protective time to put on his armor and kind of like just defend the others as they're just sorting their lives out.
Okay.
If you look at Stan, he doesn't move for his armor at all.
It doesn't look like anyone's able to get up. No one's made their way into the camp. You do see the mercenaries each kind of guarding these there's about 4 points of entry that they could get through. There's these 3 on the ground level, and then that massive wall of flame that is currently burning on the stairs. And the zombies are advancing, but it seems like the mercenaries are holding them off. Commander doesn't really register your presence. He's just monitoring his men and making sure they're all doing what they need to be doing. Hasn't even clued into you guys being a part of this battle yet. So Peter, you're just going to head over there and take a defensive stance?
defensive stance. Anything comes within 10 feet that's bad, I'm gonna swipe at it.
Hell yeah, we love that. Okay, so doesn't look like anything's gonna be moving this turn your way, but you just kind of stand there, ready, halberd out and prepared. Next up, the commander is just going to advance over here and back up one of the other fighters, who seems to be like waiting for the zombies to start making their way up the flaming staircase. You see some of them just wander right into the fire as all of this is happening, kind of collapse over to the side, not able to make it through. Doesn't really have anything. He's just going to spend some time issuing orders to command. He's like, I need reinforcements at the main entrance. You over here now. And he's going to just start pointing at people and issuing orders and moving them all around. So each member, we're going to... he's going to have that guy come up there. One of the archers who is down below, you see just engulfed by zombies too. It looks like there's still 2 people down there just fighting desperately for their lives.
Unleash the archers.
There you go. He's just issuing commands. Everyone's kind of falls into position and readies themselves for whatever's coming. They all take defensive stance. Looks like they're taking the dodge action overall and just trying to hold a line against this threat of a zombie horde. Mr. Maker, you're up. What are you doing? Fucking voice.
I forgot you had the voice changer on for a second.
Wait, who the hell was that?
Please stop. I'm becoming erect.
Shit, I will take my turn to put on my armor if I can. I though just got a medium mithril plate. I have my studded leather armor on already, because it's shift weave and shit. But he said I can't have medium, then maybe I'll put my mithril plate back on.
Yeah,
5
so
minutes.
it takes
Jesus Christ.
5 minutes to put medium. Yeah, Chris sent it. Nice, we love that. Yeah, so everyone is currently unarmored except for people wearing, even Light would technically be unarmored. So, like, Gregory and Mantuka are fine, because I don't believe they wear a lot of armor. So Gregory might.
I wear medium armor. I have a chain shirt.
Well, Mantuka's fine then. You all, the rest of you, you do not benefit from armor from your AC, so go ahead and unequip that right now.
Leather wouldn't.
Already done.
Nope.
Okay.
Sleeping in a full suit of even studded leather armor would be painfully uncomfortable.
I do have that shift weave armor though.
That unfortunately does not change the properties of the armor itself.
Okay.
An exterior look. The armor remains the same underneath type of thing.
Yeah, no, the shift weave just lets you change what appearance it is at any given time. Because it's but like the armor itself is still there.
Okay, well, in that case, I will just cast the good question. What the fuck am I gonna do?
I love that question.
Shit. I guess I'll just hold and wait to see if anything comes up here. Hold my attack, move up. Move a little closer.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely see like
action.
the 2 points of weakness are this fire and like the actual entrance right here. It seems like the other places are holding up, but that seems to be the northern side of the camp seems to be where like the majority of them will probably gonna sneak through. Even the ones that are gathered around are kind of shifting in a leftward direction, trying to find entrances into the camp. It seems like most of the issues are going to be from up here.
Actually, wait, hold on. I have an idea. What if I scoop up Shark and stuff him on my belt? Can I do that?
He's still like a creature.
He's a no.
What do you mean stuff him on your belt? I just need a little context here. I'm not going to say no yet, but I need a little context. Right. I need to know how this is going to work. I'm willing to rule of cool it. I don't give a shit.
Loosen my belt.
Okay.
And then put it around his waist. If he's got belt loops, throw his belt loops. So that way he's just got it there underneath my coat. He can stand out from underneath.
Okay, you do realize that he's probably going to take some hits instead of you. If you do that, yes?
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. I'm going to say it's going to take your action to do that, because that is a process. But you quickly just undo your belt, take it to the loosest you possibly can, throw it around his waist to loop him up and tighten it. So he's like, right up against you. Kind of just like hanging awkwardly to the side, protecting like your heart and the left side of your body pretty effectively. And he's just like holding there, kind of kicking and flailing, like, what are you doing? And he doesn't seem to really be happy with the idea, but he's not resisting.
Be prepared to stab. And that's what I said.
Okay, I got it. and you see like the fire come back into his eyes for a second there. So anytime someone attacks you, I'm gonna have you roll a d100. If it's below 50%, it's gonna hit Svartle. If it's above 50%, it's gonna hit you. That's how we're gonna do it. Cool? Okay. That is your turn. I'm so happy. Okay.
Armor class Svartle.
So I'm just gonna put you in Svartle side by side now. Gregory, you're up. You're watching all of this unfold. You see Mr. Baker just quickly just whip, like in his villager's clothes, just like throw Svartle onto himself and tighten his belt around, holding him there. You're not sure how long it's gonna hold, but I like the idea, so I'm gonna let it happen.
The ingenuity from this man never ceases to amaze me. What's going on? I just run outside. Boop. I just kind of turn that corner and can I see over that barricade or at least see through it?
Oh yeah, like it's basically sharpened logs with like maybe a half foot of space between them. You can clearly see. You see his hands like reaching through it, trying to reach for the guard. The guard who's standing there, one is just taking an axe and slicing down into their hands, trying to cut them off. Someone's taking a bow and just shooting like point blank, like this far away from their faces, trying to take them down one at a time. It seems like they're struggling, but they are holding.
It's a walking. It's oh my god! It's the jogging dead.
It's the jogging. They do seem to be a little faster than a walk. Yeah.
I'm trying to get sued. I'm gonna go ahead and just frantically start patting myself down and just take out the bone mask from my cloak there, and I'm just like snap off a huge piece of the horn and chuck it 30 feet ahead right into the crowd of the zombies.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Conjure Animal at 5th level, and I want to make 2 giant constrictor snakes just pop out from the sand, and they're all sandy at first, but then it starts to form from all little grits of sand.
No, we can definitely do that. I don't really think I have any big oh, that's a 2-headed snake. That's not very cool. That's not what I'm going for.
Huge, just massive bone masks on both of them.
Let's see what we can find in a wet cavern. Nope, that's not it either. Okay, we're gonna go with this snake. It's super tiny little babe snake.
Little baby.
How big are the giant constrictors? Large?
Huge.
Oh shit, really?
I want them to burst through.
Okay, it's not super big, but you can see the space it covers, right? Okay, you know what?
Can we use it like a rolling pin?
There we go. There's one.
I'm going to play
Do you want it in there?
demolition.
Do you want it in their space or next to them? What's the plan? You can summon things in their space effectively.
Yeah, right in the center. I'd like the two of them to kind of a medical symbol snake, just
weaving around each other. Okay, I can do that.
Snake fucking. You want the snake?
Snake, it's a snake. Yes. Oh, you've completed the song now.
Alright, you got 2 snakes in the crowd. You just throw the mask, it disappears, and you think for a second maybe it didn't work, and then as you watch, you see things come up from the sand, start whipping around, and as the sand whips off of them, these 2 snakes materialize, weaving and tangled around each other, and just start lashing out at people. Are they attacking on this turn? I do believe they can. I think they take their action right after you. I could be wrong.
I believe you are correct. Oh my goodness.
I like to think I am sometimes correct from time to time. Every now and again, you know.
I am a broken clock. I am right twice a day.
I'm always right.
Fair. Yep.
Come to Mogus. You're never right. Enjoy.
The 2
they
snakes
have their own turns. Yeah.
Okay, so they have their own turn just right after yours.
It says I roll my own thing for them. Do you want me to just do that? I'll
just have them act after you because we got a lot of stuff in the initiative order. Okay, we'll do that.
It's always easier for my brain and for the DM.
Okay, so they will act after your turn, which is now. So what do you want your 2 snakes to do?
Bite! Start stomping!
Okay, how many attacks do they get per turn? 1 each?
I believe it's just the one. Yeah, It's just the one. So they're just gonna both scoop right up from the center and just Bagajaja.
Bagajaja? Okay, cool. I'm down with that.
The purple cobras.
They just start they start lashing out at things, thrashing around.
A 14 and an 18 to hit.
I was way scrolled up in chat. A 14 and 18 to hit. Let me tell you, none of these things are moving fast, and there's a lot of them. It hits. But you can see the snakes barely being able to move and weave between these things, just barely able to lash out. But you do manage to hit. So 12 piercing, and 9 piercing. So that is 21 altogether.
You go.
You see immediately, like, the snakes take down a zombie each and just drag them into the stand. It's just keep, like, lashing out until, like, pieces are flying off. They do not seem to get back up, but in their place almost immediately after you see, like, another one just stepping into the spot to take its space and continue pushing on this barricade, which you do see is beginning to rock a little bit. Like, some of the stakes are a little looser in the sand now than they were before. However, none has got through yet. That'll be your turn, yes?
Yeah, I'm gonna use those snakes to strengthen that barricade. Just like have them stay there and just like
Okay.
lay down and become part of it.
Okay, so they're gonna use a little bit of their movement to just scoot up to the barrier and kind of act as like a little shield wall in between the
A shield wall with bitey bitey
with
mouths.
bitey mouths. There you go. Okay, Stanny, it is your turn. What are you doing?
Sorry, where are these snakes? I can't. Oh, there they are. They're on the south side. Okay.
Yeah.
They
The
blend in.
one's
Okay,
marked with a
cool.
blue dot, and the other one's marked with a blue dot.
Natural camouflage.
The blue dot is so far away from the snakes, they're not gonna help. I can tell you that right now.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna. What does it take for me to put my shield on at least?
I'd say your shield would just be laying with your gear, like half, the same as like drawing a weapon, half movement to just throw it.
Okay, cool. So I'll grab my shield and.
On. I will let you take the shield, seeing as you're unarmored.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be a complete dick.
Cool.
I
and
could
I
though.
will. Are you? I guess I need my weapon as well.
Yeah.
That counts as that would be all of my movement though, right?
It's considered a
Both of
free
those ones.
action to pick something up, like
Okay.
to just
cool.
grab your weapon. It's the unsheathing process and ready. But if you're just gonna grab it out of the sand and be ready to go, I'll absolutely allow
Yeah,
it.
I don't want to unsheath it. I just want to grab it, get ready, and
Cool.
go jump on. I saw
Yeah.
you.
So you grab your shield and scoop your sand out of your gear, or scoop your sword out of your
Sword,
gear,
yep.
still in its sheath and ready to go, but you're
I'll
just
be fine.
holding it in your hand now, and walk over to eyes on you. And it's, I believe we agreed half movement to get up. So all together, you can use your movement to
All of
pick
my
up your
movement.
stuff, get on your horse.
Sheet.
Sheep.
Mountain goat.
Yes, it is a giant mountain goat. I don't have minis for all of that. After this,
Not
I'll
giant,
sit
it's just
down
a-
with you and Gregory, and I'll get all of the B shapes Gregory wants to do, and all the mounts you want to summon, and I'll put one in there for each. Okay, we can deal with that next week.
So yeah, I hop on top of I saw a few. So now I have I saw a few's movement.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I'm gonna just kind of meander over here a little bit.
Yeah, just move the
and,
horse. We'll just consider you part
okay,
of the
cool.
horse. The point. I'm just
And
gonna,
then
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
take
gonna,
you,
yeah,
and
so I'm gonna have a look here.
Stanny is now on the GM layer, so you cannot see yourself anymore.
Over here, this is like a major gap, right? This fire is kind of holding it off.
The
sort of, for
fire
now.
is okay. Yeah, so that is like the only way up from that bottom camp is that staircase that is currently inflamed. When the guy made his escape, that red square I drew on the map is the break in the barrier. When you see the zombies just flooding into there, they have not managed to get through the fire yet. A few of them have wandered into it and
Gotcha.
just burned up. Granted, they have
Okay,
not
cool.
had their turn.
That's actually neat. I'm gonna leave that like that, and I'm going to, right here in this particular 10-foot.
Yep, that is like the
Thing
easiest
here.
way for them to get in. Okay. Yep.
Actually, I'm gonna do it right here. I'm gonna
Okay.
cast Moonbeam at 3rd level.
Oh.
New spell
Wait,
with
what?
this.
Oh, okay. I might even have a token for that. 1 second.
It's a high level spell, damn.
Oh, it costs money. Beam. Let's try
Just give me a
beam.
golden circle or a yellow circle.
What? Okay.
Entered.
Fine.
It's a harvest moon.
There. It's a 5-foot radius, so it's just 2 square by 2 square.
I want, that
Again.
to, I want that to be blue.
Perfect.
Blue square. There you go. That is your moonbeam.
Yeah, I assume nothing's in there yet, but that's just gonna be there.
No, nothing is in there yet. Currently, that guy's just standing and like whacking, and then it materializes in front of him. He kind of steps back and looks over, and now sees the party kind of coming to the aid of the mercenaries here, and kind of nods a look of approval as he sees
Back
you
up!
just casting. And he hears you say back up, but you see him just steel himself and stand his ground just outside of the beam, as if he's ready to
All right,
strike at
just-
anything that steps into it.
Just don't go in there.
He yells at you. He's like, "Orders are orders!" And he just readies himself for another round of attack. Is that going to be your turn?
I think so. Let me just see if I have a bonus action that I can do.
Absolutely do it. Yeah.
My javelins, I never recovered them. That's unfortunate. Oh well.
That's true. You did just yeet the javelins and then die. So like, yeah, those were left
Oh,
behind
yeah.
for sure.
How much movement does Isophew have?
I'm pretty sure a goat has a good 30, 35 feet, if I had to guess.
40 feet. So I started with Isophew.
Yeah, his eyes off you was there. Yeah.
Okay, so I can move 20 more feet.
I put it those. Go down.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna let the group, or some of the group, handle the south side, and I'm gonna move up here.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
And I think that is. Yeah, that'll be it.
Okay. Next up, we have Svartal, who is currently. I'm gonna make this guy instead of green, he's gonna be orange. Smelly is now orange. Svartal is like ready to go. He's got his daggers out in his hand. He's just like ready to attack some shit, but doesn't see any shit nearby. He's like, "So what do you want me to do?"
Just hold.
Holding. And he's gonna hold his attack action until you get him within range.
Fog.
Oh my god. Pog. Okay.
I've never heard that. I like that word.
That's a good expression. I like that. All right, next up is Smelly. So, the way we could do this, I will let you guys just give orders to your NPC companions. Currently, Smelly is hiding in the tent. He hears the moans of the zombies outside, and he hears the screams of people being torn to shreds. He heard the horses get slaughtered. He sees fire. He's panicking. He's currently in the tent, just like holding like a short sword in his hand, just shaking, trembling. You're pretty sure you see a little puddle forming underneath him and kind of dripping down through the slats in the wood. What are you going to command Smelly to do?
Smelly, there's three things. First, don't get eaten by zombies.
Okay.
Second, document how I fight for Mogus.
You don't want me to fight?
Third, no, document.
Oh.
And third,
I can do that.
I say change weapon, you run wherever I am and you bring me the weapon I want immediately.
Okay.
Seamlessly.
Okay. I think I can handle that. I think I can do that.
And then I will grow an emotional relationship with you, but it's just not yet. So don't fucking die, kid.
I'll do my best. So you see him go over to your gear and he starts just taking your weapons. So what weapons do you have now? Since you're basically
Battle Squire.
You're treating this guy as a squire.
Yeah, 100%. I just have my halberd on me.
Okay, so you have no other weaponry for him to give you right now.
Oh yeah.
Like what's in your kit?
Javelins.
Yeah, he's gonna like. You ever watch like an NHL? You ever watch an NHL game where the stick guy is like ready with his hand on the stick at any given time to hook up a player? That's what he's doing. He's like lining up your gear, getting it ready. You gather like when you gave him a job to do that didn't involve fighting, he kind of fell into a little bit more of a confident space.
Yeah, so he's got my like vicious halberd. He's got my great axe. He's got 2 hand axes. He's got javelin.
Okay, I'm gonna get a list of all your. You just yell what weapons you want, and he'll bring them to you. But for now, he's standing ready. He's watching. He's got one hand on like an axe, another on a javelin, just ready. Whatever you need, he's ready to go. And that'll be his turn as well, then.
First rule of zombie killing: cardio.
Fair. Okay, so I'm gonna delete Svartal and his thing off the initiative order, and since they're now acting as your proxies, they will just act on your turns, Mr. Maker, and they're pets now. Treat them like that. Next up, we have the zombies. So first thing, you see, I guess Stanny would be the main one to notice this since you're on horseback. You can see down. It's about a 10-foot drop into that area.
And goat back.
You know what I mean? And you watch as this horde of zombies just kind of fills the space, all just lurching together towards this guy, and they are currently just occupied with the 2 archers that are down on here. However, the swarm at this size gets to make 5 attacks total. So, first thing that's going to happen, those 2 archers are going to take a pair of attacks. Good night, Kieran. Thank you for the raid, buddy. Good, get a good sleep in, Gramps. You know, you need your beauty sleep. You're getting older after all. We appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for the raids. Like, for real. Always appreciated. We'll try to make sure no one dies while you're away, but no promises. So the zombies just kind of come in and start lashing out at these 2 archers. They're going to take an attack each against him. That's 1 slam against the guy on the left. Oof. 2 so
you have disadvantage from Kieran.
that's true. So that'll be the first attack is a 15, which I do believe does not hit the standard soldier. So as like the zombies begin lurching forward, it starts just scraping their nails and like trying to slam into this individual and tear him apart. They cannot find purchase through the armor. The next one on the bottom right there is going to take an attack. That's an 11, does not hit. Need to space this out because they can't all attack at once. They get 5 attacks, but I need to space them out. So that'll be that for them. The 2 archers are just holding their own. You see they've abandoned their bows. One is just drawn like a short sword and has a shield out. The other is what appears to be a warhammer that he's wielding with 2 hands now, just frantically trying to smash away these zombies as they're just closing on him. We're going to have a group attack your snakes down there. So the green snake, the snake on the left, is going to take an attack. That's a 9 to hit, so not very good. What is the snake's AC? I believe it's higher than that.
It's not a 12.
So, okay. So slam misses. That's good. Next round, so that's 3, is going to be against this barricade. So you see them just like lashing. Oh, that one I roll high, of course. You see them just lashing out against the barricade, trying to claw their way in and pull apart the planks and make their way through. Some begin squeezing through, getting just their torso. They're not through yet, but you see as it takes 17 points of damage, they're another good round of attacks like that, and they will get through that barricade. It is not holding up great. Wood does have an AC and like an HP, technically speaking. So I gave each of these barricades an HP, and when that HP is exceeded, the barricades will fall, is how we're going to do that. You guys don't know.
Does my wood have an AC?
Boy, you
I don't
better.
know. It's hard to measure AC on something that's small. Ho!
Boy, you better.
High AC, though. Smaller target.
But it's
harder to hit.
so hard.
Harder
No,
target.
it's just disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Yeah, on called shot. Oh my god. How do you hit a tic tac from 60 feet? Okay, this has gone on too far. The last round of attacks, you see some of the horde is going to step into your moonbeam. Go ahead and link the moonbeam spell in chat just so you can make sure. I'm
It's
pretty sure
there already.
it's
That's the.
Scroll up.
no, it's not the description.
That's
It's just
not the description.
it says
Oh,
moonbeam. I know the moonbeam spell. I just need the details. Is it when they first
I'd
enter
like to
it,
see
or
it.
when they
When
end a turn? In
when they enter it or when they start their turn there.
it?
Hey, still want to link it though. I would like to see it.
Okay.
Oh, do I?
Oh, it's fine.
Display in VTT.
There you go. I did it too.
There it is.
Okay, so I need a Constitution save from the Horde as they just wander into the space. They have a +6, 18 to save. I believe that beats your DC.
By 1.
Okay, we love that. So
it
they're taking
takes,
2d10
half of
radiant.
14. 3. I cast it at level 3.
Okay, you rolled
And
your
should I
damage already.
re-roll or do you want me
Now,
to
if your
do it?
damage is up
14
there
roll.
already, we'll just use that.
It was a 14. It was a shitty roll.
14. So we take half
So half.
damage, which is
That's
7.
radiant damage.
But you watch as like you see them stumble into it, and it looks like they're gonna resist it at first. And you see the damage take effect. They're engulfed in this kind of holy, radiant flame, and you see it doing about as much damage as you thought it would have done initially. Basically,
This
like
is a 40-foot
yeah,
tall cylinder.
you have,
of
yeah, you
radiant
get
light, by
the rest
way.
of the party. You see just this beautiful 40-foot tall beam of solid moonlight just
Whoa!
coming in from the sky. The zombies that are in it are immediately engulfed in flames. Some do begin to fall, so they take 14 because they have, but they're fucking vulnerable to it, so it doubles again. So back at 14. You see a few fall, and the rest just continue moving through the space. I think collectively we've had... You could probably move a little further, so he's going to go up to there. And you now see that guard who was standing guard there is now beginning to, like, be pushed back a little. He's beginning to be surrounded, and he's struggling to hold his ground a little bit. However, that will be it for the Horde. So you have one barricade that's starting to come down. The rest seem to be holding pretty firm. They still haven't made their way up the stairs yet. They seem quite distracted with the easy meals that are already down there. Mantuka, you're all watching this unfold. You see this beam of moonlight just come from the sky. Zombies on fire in 2 different locations. What are you going to do?
I'm going to charge forward exactly right here
Okay.
and take a defensive action, and then comes within 10 feet. And also doing kind of like damage control, looking to see, like, make sure barriers are keeping up, and they're not
Okay.
getting like
So
the
as
shadow
you're
guy.
as you're heading to that location, you see that barrier on the left is starting to give way. You don't think it will survive another onslaught like that per se, but
Well, let me just back myself up back here and do some quick battle fight calculation there.
you would
DM.
be basically as you get to there, you'd look over and realize like that barrier is probably coming down next turn.
Okay. Defensive action.
Yeah, if you want, you
barrier
can.
engage.
They are within your range. You can attack through it as well. It's up to you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, there are spaces, like
might
the
as
logs are
well.
kind of put in at an angle, so there's like a wedge kind of in between them. It's about a foot. It's attackable. It wouldn't be the easiest, but I wouldn't put it at disadvantage. They're not that close together.
Well, you know what? I probably should do it recklessly, and I probably should rage, and I should probably attack.
Seems like a good idea to me. Okay, so go ahead. You're raging, and you kind of just lunge forward with the halberd, stabbing it between these two spikes. Go ahead and roll an attack. I'm scrolled way too far up. Go ahead and roll me an attack, please. That's a 19
hit?
Hits 100%. They
Oh
have
shit!
an AC.
Sorry, I'm recklessing my battle.
Oh, you're true. And they have a collective AC
Yeah.
of 8.
Yeah.
No,
Cool.
I don't think you guys can physically roll bad enough to miss, except for a natural 1. Natural 1
So
is a crit fail
13?
still. 13. Okay. You just step forward, bringing the axe head down, carving into one's torso, kind of splitting it at the shoulder blade. It collapses under the weight and just deads as more zombies just step over it and begin pushing their way towards the barricade. It seems for every one you guys are taking down, there's like another 2 walking into its place.
Well, I might as well keep doing it. I got another attack.
You got all day. You just swing
Just-
again. Go ahead and roll.
yeah.
25 hit. Yeah,
Just between friends.
100% hits.
Yeah.
Jesus. You guys are doing a bit of a number on it so far. They're doing good.
For another 13.
Okay.
Woo!
All right.
Praise Bogus.
As you slap, like every attack, you're like individually, these are not very powerful creatures. Every attack you make is bringing one down. You're just not sure if there's 100, 200. You have no idea the sheer numbers. But for every attack, you take one down, another 2 are stepping into its space. What's up, Mr. Baker?
How tall are they?
The zombies? Varying heights and varying races. So you see like some halflings, some dwarves,
What's the
some humans.
tallest they are?
Probably 6 foot, 7 foot tops, and it's a 10-foot cliff anywhere that isn't guarded by that barricade. So if you look over the
I
edge, you
just
see all
never
these.
like step gargantuan creatures, so I just wanted to make sure.
No, the horde is a gargantuan
Just
creature.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure they weren't also up for some reason.
They are giant zombies. They're zombie giants.
Yeah,
You guys
I
are
know,
so
I was
fucked
making
now.
sure.
Absolutely good on that one. What's
Grog
up, Kayla?
as
Welcome
a zombie. Oh god.
in. Oh no, I don't like that. Let me do a shout out for Kayla here.
The Grog bee.
Mantuka, is that your turn as you slice down 2 of these zombies?
I feel like Mantuka had a solid turn. Praise Mogus.
Praise Mogus. Next up, the commander, seeing one of his men starting to go down, is going to scoot on over here and just begin backing up. They're going to form a little bit of a phalanx and try to just hold this line, basically hold the creatures in the moonbeam so they're taking damage every turn. Like, he sees what's happening. He's now clocked you guys, helping him out. He nods, much like the other one did, puts his shield up, and just readies himself to attack. He's going to actually take a couple of attacks. Where'd my character sheet? Okay, that'll do. I'm just going to roll d20. I lost his character sheet, man. Still hits. Even with the bonus, he beats their AC. It is just a Warhammer, so it's going to be a D8. Shit! Okay. With his mods, that's going to be... Okay. You see him step forward, just grab the Warhammer and slam it into the skull of one of the zombies. It collapses inward, and the Warhammer sinks a good 2-3 inches in and just explodes as the zombie collapses. He pulls his hand back. Swings one more time. Looks like he's got a couple of attacks. 4's still gonna do it with his modifiers. We love that. And that's gonna be a again. Wow. Okay, we're on both sides of the spectrum today. This time he steps forward and hits one, and it does not go down. You see the Warhammer hit like a shoulder blade, and the arm kind of sinks down an inch as the shoulder and collarbone is cracked, but it just keeps coming. Keeps coming. You hear the sounds of like claws and fingernails dragging on wood as they try to pull these barricades apart. The sound of gnashing teeth as they're just chomping towards whatever they can get. That will be his turn. Mr. Maker, you're up.
Oh, okay. I have 2 questions.
Yep.
Question A, would I have my boots on?
I'd say sure.
Okay.
If you want to, that I would consider that and not part of your armor. You can sleep in boots comfortably. Sure.
Perfect. Then I want to fly up
Yeah, I knew this was coming.
above them.
You click your heels together. There's no place like. So, the boots, are they designed to carry the weight of 2 people? Even a smaller person?
Oh, let's see here. Let's find out together. You have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. You can use the boots to fly up for 4 hours all at once or shorter. If you're flying and the duration expires, does not say.
Okay, since he's a halfling, I'll say take 10 feet off your movement, and that will compensate for the extra weight. Instead of half.
That's fine.
There you go. So you do take off. You feel you're a little drag. You're not as aerodynamic as you usually are with this flailing halfling just at your belt, ready to slice anything that comes close. You do manage to fly up. How high are you going? 20 feet, I guess?
No, I want to go it kind of diagonally to try to get over them.
Okay, easily. Go ahead, drag your mini wherever you want. Where did you go?
Make sure you do Pythagoras theorem.
Right.
There you are. Okay. Oh, you're hidden.
I'm below the. Well,
you get a
don't
green
move them though. This plan hinges on where they are. So where I am.
There you go. Fixed it.
So they're within 60 feet of each other.
Yep, from there to there, 60 feet. Absolutely.
Well then, how do we feel about this hitting all of them? That's not what I don't know what did out. I was not rolling that. That's fun.
We're conjuring a barrage.
It's a 60-foot cone.
Yeah. So where are you when you cast this cone? Because it has to start with you and then it goes out for 60 feet. That's
right. So I would be above them.
Just pointing down. Oh, okay.
Pointing
I
down,
get you.
would it be able to fucking grab them?
Sure. Bug it.
Oh my god.
100%. Yeah. You're conjuring. Yeah, I'm
Oh
not.
my fucking god.
Okay, so that's a
Conjure
deck.
barge. It conjures
It conjures a
60
60-foot barge and just drops it.
Yeah.
That'd be a really good zombie.
It's a DC 17 dexterity save.
17.
They're not gonna make it. They make a 5.
Uh-huh.
It's like
They
Pacific
have a
Rim uses the
shitty dex.
cargo
Okay.
shit.
So 15 damage
15
total.
damage.
Okay. Damn.
Amazing.
Okay, so 15. All right. I believe.
What does this look like from the ground?
Yeah, go ahead and describe
so
that. One
from the
second.
ground,
I need to
you'll
roll.
see a very, very small pebble thrown out of the. You know what? Fuck it. I had a little box on his wrist. Fucking, he drops a little rock into it, a little pebble,
Mhm.
and then it just explodes with the rocks all over it like a giant shotgun blast.
Yeah, you watch as this spread shot just unleashes dozens
Like one
of
of
them
those
go
crowd
down.
control claymores, but
Yeah.
lethal.
Wow.
Exactly.
Dozens of them go down. You chip off a massive, because that's 15 each. It counts as one creature. I'm counting as a little more because it's spread out and hitting individuals. But you notice like a huge portion of the horde get taken out, and then more kind of like step into the place where they just were. But you watch as like a swath of zombies are just laid low, and more kind of like wander. Some of them get back up. Some of them didn't end up dying from the whole blast, but you take out like a good dozen and a half or so. At that point, I had to make a con save. They did make the save, however. So you can read the description. I didn't think the description would link, but
Yeah.
ignore that. So they made their con save. That'll be it for your turn. Yes.
That's it.
Svartal's just like hanging. He's like, let me out! Let me out! And he's like trying to reach, but he
I
can't.
can tell him to do stuff, right?
You can. You technically his saved action would have been wasted as his turn comes back around. So now he's just hanging there waiting for orders.
Well, could I tell him to throw a dagger at them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, toss
Okay.
the dagger at him.
Yeah! He yeets a dagger downwards. Okay, this is a 20. This is 100% hit.
Get him, buddy. Get him.
Okay, with his mods. It's not very good with his mods. It's a two. He hits
I
for
give a
2.
little pat on the head.
Yeah, you see the dagger go like right into the fucking side of the temple of a zombie, and doesn't even sink deep enough to get into the skull, but it's just embedded ever so like by the point. It's kind of hanging limply on the side of the zombie's face, and then just collapses to the ground after a few seconds.
And let me guess, it was also one that was like crawling from losing a leg or something, so it was an easier target.
Yeah, it was rough. It was. He just threw it. It was kind of like that carnival game where you throw a dart at balloons and you kind of just throw into the biggest concentration, hope for the best. That'll be Spartle's turn.
Move my boy UI over by Mantuka.
Yep. Okay. UI's heading over to Mantuka. Is he doing anything for his turn as well?
He's just gonna hold a bunk.
Gonna hold a what?
A bunk.
A bonk. Okay, got it. In case something breaks through. Roger that. Next up, Gregory. Your turn in the initiative order. What are you doing?
Gregory's gonna see, is there any faces of these zombies poking through the barricade in front of me?
Oh, a few. You see one like trying to push its face through a space, and some of its skin is tearing off on a sharp part of the stick. And you see like his teeth just exposed through the cheek. He's just trying to bite forward at you.
I would like for, just for Gregory to kind of back up a little bit scared, but then, don't fear death, don't fear death, don't fear death! He picks up the box and just points it at them, and you just see coming out of it just a little gray blob with pink all around it, and then a bunch of little shards. And I'm gonna cast Magic Missile at 5th level.
Okay.
That's gonna be
you see,
7 darts.
Opens the box and it does this blob comes out and all these darts start flying off in every direction, slamming into this horde of zombies that is kind of gathered around the southern gate there. Go ahead and roll damage for those, please.
Boop. And boop. The hell? Oh!
Wow, that's a lot of 4s.
You just
Holy
see
shit.
There's usually just like 3 or 4 crystals that turn into little TV screens that you see all the zombies' faces in each one. But then each one kind of zooms in, and then another one pops up, and another one pops up, another one pops up, and you're just seeing a bunch of crystals.
You guys watch as these crystals just begin slamming into all these zombies, creating like poofs of sand and limbs and just all kinds of stuff flying in every direction. You don't know if it's like I said, sand, limbs, guts. You have no idea, but it's just explosions happening in the horde.
Get Magic Missile. This is
in
Magic
the horde,
Moab.
Yeah. Jesus. Just
Magic
starting to
BFG.
go. Oh, no, that's the wrong thing. Oops, I didn't want to delete the snake. I want to delete that. You see a whole section of the zombies just wiped out entirely and dropped off the map. So total 30 points of damage. Holy shit.
Let's keep it going! And I just, 2 heads kind of come from behind all that wreckage that I just created in front of the barrier, and 2 snake heads just...
Okay, so one does hit and take down a little bit of a chunk. The other one, however, with the natural one, lashes out and strikes forward, and as it does, one of the zombies just like, it doesn't dodge, it just kind of stumbles and lilts to the side, and the snake misses and rams its fang into one of the wooden stakes and closes its jaws, and you see its fang kind of stuck in it from the nat 1. He just over-projected, and he's currently stuck, so he is going to have the next strike against him will be at advantage. You know how we do the nat 1 melee rules. He's a...
Buddy, come on! I did a cool thing, and I was... Okay.
Crit fail though?
That's what you get for rolling so high on
We do
Magic
crit
Missile.
fail now?
We only do crit fails in combat. So a nat 1, the negative consequence in melee is the next attack against you has advantage. That's how we've always done it. We just haven't had you in a lot of melee situations, I guess, with it. And for ranged attacks, if you roll a nat 1, you have a chance of hitting someone else in the region, basically.
Or if you have a non-magical weapon, like a bow, for example, you can break your string on the next one if you roll
I
another nat
remember
1
that.
type of thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so that's how we do it for ranged
That's all
attacks
I've-
usually. Yeah.
That's all I've seen for
Yeah,
crit fails is bows
no.
breaking.
We've had a lot of bows breaking, and it's 3 nat fails in a row, and it's happened many times. Anyway, Gregory, is that going to be your turn?
That's all.
You see your snake just struggling as it's currently stuck in that post. Stanny, you're up. They still haven't made their way up the stairs yet. The fire is holding. You see some stumbling in and just burning and not making it any further. They cannot seem to make it, though the fire is starting to dwindle a little bit as a lot of the fuel is burning up and the stairs themselves are beginning to collapse inward.
Can I move 5 feet further north, like just right here?
Yep, yeah, it's the fire is going to be close, But as you're
Okay.
not riding a normal steed and it is spectral and a little more hardy, it is not. There's no chance of fear from the fire. We don't have you roll anything for that.
Are there zombies in the fire, like within reach?
A few, but mostly like they step into it, take a couple steps, and then collapse from the damage. Like they're not hardy enough
Okay.
to reach within 10 feet of you. They haven't got
Okay.
up that far.
Within 5 feet.
Yeah, so within
Looking
5 feet.
around, like if I were to move here or here, would I be able to attack the ones on the other side of the fence there?
Yeah, you can easily attack through the fence. And from where you are, the pikes are high enough, you could almost swing over top of them.
Neat. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so I'll move over here. Give me a good vantage point with my right hand. I have my axe out now, ready to go.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm going to take 2 attacks at the zombies.
ahead.
Just gonna swing for heads.
You do notice the numbers already between what Mr. Maker and Gregory did have begun to thin. They are still enclosed, but where they were probably 4 or 5 people thick at a certain point, they're now beginning to thin out on the south level towards like 2 or 3 people thick.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and roll your attacks.
Alrighty. A 20, a nat 20.
20 and
Or
a nat
30.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage. Damn.
You know,
A 30.
we're putting. You know what we're doing on the nat 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
I should certainly hope so.
We're gonna blow the other.
Roll your
third
damage
level
for the
spell.
first. Roll the dirty 20 first, and we'll deal with that.
There's that. Still 11. And we're gonna put a first level divine smite into that one. So.
Okay.
And this is radiant damage on the 13 radiant damage.
Doubled. You watch as you strike out. You bring the
26
bring the
plus
axe
11.
down and just carve it down into one of the zombies, kind of sideways as you're still holding your horse, and it just cleaves like from the shoulder blade halfway down into the stomach, and then poof, there's a blast of radiant light as that particular zombie is blasted apart, and several other in the vicinity all like just evaporate in the
Nice.
radiant light of it. And that was a massive, massive hit. Go ahead
Now
and
for the
roll
crit.
your nat 20. Yeah.
Do you want me to just roll it manually so it doesn't get all confusing, or should I just?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, wait, no, 'cause if
we're
I
we're
do-
doing exploding criticals anyway, so
So it's 8 plus 8 is the
the base
max, so
damage on the
8,
axe,
7,
yep.
15 plus 6.
Okay, 21.
Yeah, for just the attack,
Yep.
and then wait, are we exploding crit on smite?
On everything. Yep.
Okay, yeah, this is the 3rd level. Oh my god,
Yep. That's how she works. So it's the base damage of the total
32.
attack.
32, which is
Okay.
4d8 plus
15.
15. Would
So
double that again.
47 doubled.
Boy,
That is 104 points of damage in a single strike. Okay. Substantial. So you now all watch as you're all dealing with things in your own space on your own side. Stanislav steps forward with his axe and just brings it down once. You see poof, this bright like flash of light. You're like, that's impressive. And then on the second strike, he brings the axe around for a horizontal swing.
Fist.
And like
The
as he
fist of Torm.
brings it around, you see behind the axe the fist of Torm materialize and punch behind the axe, giving it extra force, tearing through an entire swath of zombies who are all just blasted by radiant light. You see a few legs remain, but the entire upper half have been completely vaporized in this strike. Bro, I
That might
want
be
you
the
to
biggest single hit I've ever
understand
had.
that was
Lord,
almost a fifth of their health in one strike.
Lord.
Did I just reduce their size?
Yeah, no, at this point, even when I rolled the first one, you notice they're going down in size a little bit. So I'm just going to get rid of these ones out there. So it's definitely getting down to the point of being a huge creature. Like, we're at huge. We're not quite at large yet, but we're getting there. I'm going to thin the numbers over here, too, just to
I
help.
just hit for over 100.
Just to help the visuals, just gonna thin the numbers. So
Christ,
consider
no.
there is a line of these things still surrounding the camp. I'm just deleting groups so it doesn't look like a bunch, but they're only like 2 or 3 zombies thick at the thickest part now. There are sections where you could effectively jump through and probably try to make an escape at this point, if you so choose. Looking around, it seems like you guys are getting a little bit of the better of things. Mr. Maker. Oh no, wait, no, that's Zombie Horde. My bad. I don't know why I was thinking Mr. Maker.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna kind of move. Yeah, I'll just move here and wait to see kind of what happens with this last little group.
Okay.
And I'm gonna leave the moonbeam where it is.
Okay, so the zombies this time are going to make another round of attacks against those two individuals who have been bothering to.
You want to have them roll their con save on Moonbeam?
Yeah, they're starting their turn. I'll do it when I get to that group in particular.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Slammed. Oh, that hits. Oh, that also hits. Okay. So Stanny, as at this point from on your mount, you kind of look and see down into that pit where you see the zombies and the two archers now just trying to hold their own, get completely overwhelmed, and they just disappear underneath an ocean of corpses who
Screaming. Oh god.
tearing them. Yeah, like you hear it's like, ah!
Oh no!
And then it just gets really like wet and juicy. It's deeply, deeply unpleasant to hear. It seems like they are now focused entirely on the stairs. You see the group beginning to gather and push into the flames. That is 2 attacks from them. They get 1 more because they're now at huge size. At this point, they're going to lurch forward again into that barricade in front of Mantuka. Okay. Oh, I rolled guard to Ganchuan. That's fine. The damage would have been enough to kill him anyway. So Mantuka, UI, and this other individual are all standing guard at this, trying to fight through whatever's poking its way through, and the horde just begins like slamming its bodies into it. Some get their fingernails through and begin prying the logs apart. Some collapse, and your barricade is now effectively useless as this zombie horde begins marching in towards you guys, now sensing a gap and a hole in here. Boofa guy, we got a weather check 71. So the weather's been consistent. We had a 76 and a 71. It has not changed from the last one. It's been windy tonight. The sand is kind of blowing off the top of the dunes. You see like spirals of sand as you take a minute to just look around you and see like the ocean of dead, and behind it the wind's sharply blowing. The sand kind of bites on your face, but it leaves a not a lasting impression as you're very clearly focused on the problems at hand. What's up?
It was 115 total damage on that crit.
So much damage. All right, so before their turn ends, since they started their turn in that group, con save is a 7. Go ahead and roll damage for Moonbeam again because it's a new round.
Okay. And it was a 3rd level, so do we roll how many d8? 3.
It's the bane of my homebrew game too.
What is Moonbeam?
Oh god, yes.
14 doubled. Okay. You watch as the group that's now in front of you that you guys have been fighting just whoosh, completely engulfed in flames as they all kind of stumble towards you, trying to attack at the bulwark, the bastion that's been formed by the 2 mercenaries there, holding their ground without a moment's hesitation. There's no fear in them whatsoever. They just stand holding their shields ready as the zombies throw themselves onto it and are just consumed in the flames that are set by the Moonbeam. And you stand victorious over that section. There are no current zombies at this entrance, though you do see now as Mantuka is readying himself against that section of the horde down there, they have broken through and are beginning to move into the space of the camp, as well as the ones down here are now pushing up into the flames. They do have movement that I haven't actually used any of, so they're going to move into the fire because they're not smart enough not to. So that's 10 feet for them. This
Flaming zombies.
This group is going to move to back up here as well. And that's going to be it for their moment. So, Stan, you watch a horde of them just kind of wander into the flames and whoosh, engulf. Some of them are surviving through it. Mr. Maker, what's up?
Does that held attack for UI go through?
One would, yeah. No, definitely came within 5 feet, so go ahead and roll that attack. Absolutely. Thank you for reminding
When a zombie comes around, you must slap
whip
it.
Okay, as a 3.
So that's also +4. So that's so.
Oh, wait. You rolled a damage, not an attack. That was a D8. You rolled a D20.
Yeah, they had the wrong thing.
We got a hit first, dude. Jeez.
Well, will you please? Okay, get on from this round. Hold on.
10 plus 4, 14 hits. You have to beat an 8.
No, I was wrong. It's 7 damage. It's proficiency bonus plus the damage. So
Okay.
I was just wrong.
So as the zombies kind of break through this barrier, you see UI, Mr. Mantuka, you as you're just standing your ground ready to fight, you see UI come up to you, just flat palm one of these zombies in the face, and it kind of stumbles back a few feet, just into range of your halberd. Does not die from that, however. That'll be his held action. Mantuka, you're up. The defenses in front of you are gone. There are less zombies, but still enough to be a threat. What are you doing?
I'm going to thrust my hands out towards UI and say, "Do you trust me?"
No. The answer is no.
Put your hands in mine. baby robot. We're gonna do some cool things.
No.
UI's
Okay.
gonna say no? Okay.
Yeah, you always say no. UI is scared of you.
He is very afraid of you, that's fair.
Molly,
You
watch
subversed him
this.
into being a pillow.
And
I
also,
would
he's beside you for a reason.
Okay. Cool. I would like to use.
Just get
Mr. Maker-
rejected, dude.
I mean, UI as a stepping stool, and I'm gonna jump into. The
I mean,
fray and-
you can try to grapple him and just, against his will, use him for something, technically speaking.
It's not consenting. That's
That's fair. No, I respect that. I respect that.
Environment that we grow to love.
I feel like if you
That's why the words of Henry
non-consensually
said
beat
that.
the shit out of a bunch of zombies with UI, I'm not gonna give you shit for it. But you do you.
We also non-consensually killed a family of Cyclops.
Cyclops.
I'm gonna lure UI into my
Cyclops.
friendship.
Okay,
Alright.
okay, we love it.
So I'm gonna make I'm gonna hit stuff. I'm gonna fucking.
Yeah, they're just
slice
lurching.
it,
He is there
Just
to help
lurching
you, by the
towards
way.
you.
and I'm recklessing too.
100%. Okay, 28 hits. 100%. Go ahead and roll your damage on that.
So 11. So it's
Okay.
+3. And then might as well keep attacking the zombie horde.
Okay, you step forward and just slash downwards again, carving through them as you do. They're
15.
yeah, gotta beat an 8. It's such a low DC.
Alright.
They move like this, and it very slowly.
And then 10 more.
Okay,
Loot.
still doing all right. Not great, mind you, but doing all right.
Well, I had to make up a new plan on the fly. Thanks, UI.
You did, yeah. UI just rejected your advances, dude. We're off. So you just with your
Okay,
halberd, two
sweet.
very simple strikes, very tried and true, nothing flashy. You just carve into this group, cutting down a few as you do so. Like you're hitting more than one or two at a time. Like you're doing a substantial amount of damage to them. Not enough to thin the herd yet. That gonna be your turn? Okay. This guy, the commander of the troops now, is going to back up away from the moonbeam and just reinforce in the flames. And now there are a couple that have begun like lurching up that are in reach within the fire, and he's just going to take two very simple strikes and like swinging his warhammer through the flames entirely. You see him kind of just like cutting through the fire as they make their way to the zombies within. So he's gonna roll one at.
Through the fire and the flames, we killed them all.
Oh, daddy. Okay, so that's an 8. So we're doing exploding crit. So that's an 8 plus a d8. Shit. So 9 plus 4. So 13. Not a great.
Double the one. Double the one.
No. That was already.
What?
Huh? The
What?
d8 was the roll on top. There's no doubling. We do exploding criticals. So his base was an 8 plus the one he rolled is a 9. I know what I'm doing. I got this shit. Don't worry. He steps forward and just like through the fire, just begins carving. He kind of burns his hand a little as he whips it out of the flames. You see a zombie go down. He's gonna take his next attack. That is an 8 plus enough. Yeah, no, an 8's a base. So another d8. Nothing fancy. You gather he's not like the cream of the crop. Like he's not the top tier force that you could rent from the Black Fang Triumvirate, but he's definitely holding his own. So he seems like a fairly seasoned commander. He does not let much shake him overall. So he does hit for 2 damage on the next strike. Damn, dude. Not doing so great. Next up is going to be his buddy, who is fighting with him currently. He makes 2 attack. Oh, 21. Okay, so 18. Oh, no, 6 misses. Shit. Okay, so 8. And you see the two of them just taking turns kind of stabbing and slicing into the flames and doing what they can to hold the horde of now flaming zombies at bay. That will be their turn, as the others are still just trying to hold the bulwark over here and taking defensive action, trying to stop the zombies from pushing into the camp. Mr. Maker, you're up. What are you doing? The herd
I
has
am going
definitely been thinned at this point, substantially. Judicious retreat, okay.
I'm going to cast that, and then I'm going to use my now 40 AM movement to try to get over there.
Okay, go ahead.
Get closer to the thing.
Okay. From here, you have a perfect view. You look down into the campsite below where the mercenaries had been stationed. You see the 2 archers being torn apart. They're dead now, but there are still like a group of zombies feasting on both of them and making their way towards the flaming staircase. You see Mantuka dealing with what he's dealing with, and then Gregory with a couple of reinforcements down at the southern wall handling things as well. What are you doing?
Warcast Expeditious Retreat, which
Yep.
is bonus action. Nice.
You can still cantrip as your action if you wanted to, or do a round of attacks. Your choice.
I use trusted digitation.
Okay.
I'll hold my third in case anything makes its way up here because I'm not as high up as I was.
Okay, yeah, you're at this point with the height you said you were about, what, 20 feet originally? So yeah, you're probably about 10, 15 feet up off the base of, like, the elevated portion. Next up, Gregory.
Well,
Yes.
actually,
Oh?
can I also send UI to do another?
Sure,
palm
yeah, go
strike?
ahead. Absolutely, go ahead and roll that palm strike
Yeah,
for
I
me.
would.
Open
And might as
palm
well.
Fuck
strike.
him. That'll be fucking dumb.
Go hostile.
Hashtag
18
not on
hits.
my team.
18 hits, go ahead and roll your damage.
And that will be 7. More than 7s.
Okay. At this point, I'm gonna roll for the horde, because that 7 damage takes them below the threshold. So con save. Okay. So you notice one of the zombies just get smacked in the head, and his head just like cracks back. You see his throat literally tear open as it hinges back on his spine, and then snap back into place as the blow does not seem to have landed quite as hard as you hit, and he kind of just steals himself, and the zombies just continue advancing. That was another use of undead fortitude in case.
I isn't.
Okay. So, Gregory, you'll be up. What are you doing?
Gregory's gonna go ahead and say, well, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And that little guy's gonna pop out of the box again. Magic missile, come on. Oh, still pretty good. 22, because it's level 4, because I'm at a 5th level.
Okay. At 22, you carve off another whole portion of the horde. You reveal the box, the figure comes out again, and all these little big things just be arcing towards them, these little sparks of light, and exploding like bullet shells just hitting sand. You see these like tufts of sand being launched into the sky, along with pieces of zombies that were caught in the blast radius. So now effectively, you guys have thinned the groups. You have like 3, I'd say, smaller hordes concentrated on 3 different points of the camp now. Maybe 4. The bottom section could maybe be 2, but I'm gonna count them as 1.
Fantastic. And is my silly snake son dislodged himself?
Technically, yeah, he would have at this point.
Fantastic.
Yep, he can make his
Baba!
own attack. No one
Baba!
attacked him that round. Both hit. 7 and 10, so 17 points of damage. Got it.
Good
Awesome.
boys.
They lash
right.
out, drag another zombie into the sand in this point, just start thrashing them around and trying to like tear apart flesh. And you see like a chunk just come off and the snake swallows it whole. You see it just like swell in its neck as it swallows down through its gullet.
Ah.
Doesn't seem
Oh,
to
that's
mind eating
gruesome.
zombie flesh all that much.
Oh, yeah. I don't feed them enough. Good job.
That'll be your turn.
The leg just fly
Yeah.
off into the distance as
Okay.
he's smashing them around.
Stanny, you see the horde around you has been dispatched. Your moonbeam is still just glowing up in the sky. You see the fire behind you. It's going to be hard for you to reach it. You see them kind of forming another defensive line in front of the flames, but the world is yours. You see Mantuka holding against a swarm that is
Sweet.
broken through down there.
Just by quick glance, it looks like maybe the fire part is the least guarded by people who I know are capable.
Definitely the least guarded in the sense that there's just, in terms of numbers, there's less people there. The fire does seem to be helping, but now the horde has begun to
Not a
just
lot.
push through it, and they're beginning to push into the space. And, you know, like, they can travel between spaces, so yeah, there's a risk
Several
here.
things are
Yeah.
going to happen here. So for my action, I'm going to move Moonbeam centered here,
Okay.
like right as close to these guys in the entrance as I can get it, like on those 4 squares without touching them.
That's it. That's as good as you can get.
Yep. Perfect.
So
that's
in the
exactly
fire,
where I
you all
want
watch as the moonbeam just
Yep.
kind of scans
it.
across
Harmlessly
the ground.
passes through everybody.
Yeah, technically it would do damage if you left it there, but they're good for now. So it just and then appears and just centers itself in the flames that are already burning here. Though you do notice the
You know, there's
fire
white
at this
flames and
the
cool.
fire at this point has begun to like get to the point where it's mostly burned out. The stairs themselves are barely holding at this point. Like with enough on there, they may even collapse. But Still doing all right. What
Fine.
else are you doing for your turn?
Okay, so
That was
can I
bonus
get
action
past...
to move the moonbeam, correct?
No, that was my action.
Roger that.
Can I get through to the left or to the bottom of this guard here?
Yeah, no, there's 5 feet of space. You can move your horse through that space if you want to. You can move through friendly spaces as well, usually. Like,
Okay,
we
cool.
only counted it.
So,
Go ahead.
I'm going to here hop off of I saw few.
Okay.
So can I have me back, please?
Yes, you can.
What a funny sentence. I
Can
like
I have
that.
me back, please?
Can I have
There
me
you go.
back, please?
Feel free to move
I'm-
you over there. Yep.
Yeah. So I'll hop off. I'll hop off on this side.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have I saw few do a charge attack.
Into the zombie horde.
It's just straight into the zombie horde.
Okay.
I can get him right here.
Okay, so he's going to move into their space by about 10 feet.
Yep.
So he's going to take some hits as he does so, but go ahead and roll your charge attack first.
Let's just do the outside of it.
Yeah.
So we'll have him like here.
Basically, yeah, that's those 3
Cool.
squares, like right there, are the first 5 feet of the horde.
Oh,
Okay,
here
go ahead and
is
roll
the
your
ram attack.
Yep.
8.
Just hits the horde. They have such a small
Okay,
AC. You see, Izon, you just put its horns down. The large mountain goat just begin charging towards them and pummel into them with its horns, launching a couple into the air, not doing as much
Nice.
damage as you necessarily hoped.
9 points.
Oh, it's 2d6.
The charge is if he moves 20 feet. before
And
he
then
sure
on
did.
top of his attack. Yep, absolutely. Go ahead. So 9 points.
That's a nice roll.
All right. None seem to be really taken down by it, but they do kind of space. Like you see as the ram hits the group, they kind of disperse, then slowly begin closing around him again.
If you want to do that one attack on him as he enters, that's fine.
He didn't move through. He just entered the space. You have to move through 5 feet of
Okay.
space for them to get the damage on you, and he stopped right at the front of it, so he is okay. Mantuka trained a goat. You down with it? Train that goat.
Can I attack the back of them if I move over here?
It's half movement to dismount from your horse.
Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, in that case, so I can move.
You could move behind him or right up next to him on that spot on the right.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want.
You?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll move in here and take my 2 attacks.
Go ahead. Yeah, the numbers have begun to dwindle at this point. It seems like you guys are getting... Oh, shit.
2 23s.
Go ahead and roll the damage on that.
Okay, so here's the normal damage.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 total, and then we're gonna dump
Got it.
a 2nd level smite into each of these.
Okay.
So we're just gonna roll this d8
Okay.
collectively. Oh, wait a sec. These are all undead,
Mm-hmm.
so I get an extra.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna roll the 8d8.
Go for it.
Oh my god, there should be an extra damage on the crit, but oh well.
That's, yeah, fine. If you forget your ability, that's on you. 37, not bad. A few ones.
An
That's not
8d8, that's below
not
average.
great. That's
yeah.
not great.
Just
However,
below
it is doubled.
Doubled.
So effectively 74 points of damage. So as you see your goat just ram into them, you're right behind it. You raise your shield and swing your axe up from underneath. The first blow, like letting out this bright light and launching several zombies back into the desert, who collapse into the sand, never to move again. And then the second strike, as you come back around the other side, same thing, just cleave through half the group, cutting them right down the middle. Again, the fist kind of lending its energy to the axe blow, and this large radiant kind of glow
It's
emitting.
basically like a power fist with a rocket
Yeah.
at the elbow that like it sort of like surrounds the axe and gives it the extra
I'm
momentum.
down. I'm
And
so
there's a
down
big
with it.
burst every time it hits.
100% down with it.
Amazing.
And you do manage to cleave that group. They're getting pretty small at this point.
And I'll use my remaining 5 feet. to Just
Scoot forward a bit. Okay.
Yep.
Next up is the horde.
Awesome.
So they're gonna begin moving their way over here into the fire. However,
Into Moonbeam.
into the moonbeam. They're not smart enough to know that there's a moonbeam there. Effectively, like they're zombies. Their intelligence is 3. So they move into that, and I believe it's when they first move into, and when they start their turn in there. So
Either or, yeah.
go ahead, and it's a dex save from them. Correct? Oh, con save.
Con 17.
Con 17. Oh wait, no, that was the wrong thing. It was supposed to be a +6, not +2. I rolled the stat and not the save. So
Just add it
12,
then, so
12
they
plus
make
6
it.
is 18. Unfortunately. Go ahead and roll your damage, though.
I did 12, so
12 doubled. 24 from the
Yeah,
radiant
but they made
damage.
their save, so
Okay, yeah, so 12. So as they step into, we got another disadvantage. God damn it. Damn it, insomnia. Okay, I'll remember that. Thank you. Though, it's the next roll I
Round
make.
board.
So the chat needs to be careful, because if they redeem a DM disadvantage, it's on my next roll. Could be for one of your allies, too. Keep that in mind. Hey, I gotta have some fun, alright? I gotta have a little fun. I'm allowed. Those guys are immediately... That section is wiped out. So, at this point, they'd probably be at what I would consider a large horde. They're not large sized in terms of space they cover, but it's now a large horde in terms of hit points. Not looking great.
that gap is holding great though, right? Like as
Yeah.
they move in, like a group gets incinerated, another group moves in. So far, at least.
Advantage is on cooldown because someone got advantage already, Insomnia. I'm sorry. We have to balance that
And-
shit somehow.
Don't forget about this group over here.
Oh, I won't. They can only move 20 feet per turn, and this group moved the bulk of the
Okay, gotcha.
distance, and so did these ones. So those ones are just enjoying their feast on the dead archer at this point. Like, they're just completely, completely
Oh, yeah.
distracted.
They're good.
Completely distracted. However, this horde is going to move into the space with Mantuka, UI, and this other individual in it. Like, they're just, like, in your space. You have no room to move your arms. Mantuka, you're probably going to have some difficulty moving your halberd. What's up, Chris?
I don't get an attack of opportunity, do I? Because they move past me.
You technically would, but they are still in your range. Like, they didn't leave your attack space. Their space ends right here, so they're still within 5 feet of you.
You're just
No.
like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, basically, because they're like moving amongst your space. You only get attack of opportunity if they leave it. However, now Mantuka, like, for swinging your halberd, I'm gonna say you're probably at disadvantage because they are like right up close in your space like this. Like, it's very hard to effectively swing a halberd at that range, so you're gonna be having some difficulty here.
Don't worry, DM, I got this.
Okay, I know you do. I know you do. They are
You have
going to take.
Squire.
They get 2 attacks. They're going to take the first attack against Mantuka, the first target they see. What's up?
You is gonna use deflect attack on
Okay,
that
so that disadvantage, correct?
disadvantage. Yeah.
I'm already at disadvantage because of Insomnia Night. So if you'd like, you can use that on the next attack. It's up to you.
I'll use it on the next one.
Okay,
Done.
sounds good. First attack at disadvantage is a 9. Does not hit. So Mantuka, you feel is like one of their like you feel fingernails slam into your chest and try to drag and carve your skin open and tear you limb from limb. Does not work. Just like your sheer fur and muscle is so thick that he's not able. Basically, just cops feel on your Mantuka man titties. The Mantuka titties. There you go. The second strike, which I also have a disadvantage on, is going to go for UI. Oh no, it's going for you because you already said you're using the thing. Disadvantage 14 on Mantuka. Does that hit you? Okay. So both strikes just lash out, and you're just basically standing there taking. They can't swing any more effectively than you can at this point. But there are zombies now within like inches of you. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throws. This is the first real time anyone's come super duper close to one of these things. Everyone's either been flying above, on horseback. So go ahead and roll me a con save. Now they are physically in your space. 11. Okay.
I'm gonna use that
Advantage.
thing that I got in the chat.
Yeah. That would be now would be a good
You know,
time.
Just between friends.
Now would be a good
just
time to use it. 100%.
Praise
Oh,
Mogus
I'm
and all
so
that good stuff.
dumb.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Happens. 24. Okay. So as they get into your space now, you're smelling them
Thanks,
truly
chat.
for the first time. They're like inches away from you. You're breathing in this decaying, rotten smell, and you feel like you want to vomit. You feel sickened as you smell this, but your Minotaur, you've smelled worse. You shake it off and are unaffected by the stench of decay, which is a mechanic I should have been using from
You
the beginning.
smell worse.
But I kind of spaced out on that one because there's a lot going on. So we're going to continue that going forward here. Next up, Mantuka, is your turn. That's all they got. At this size, they can only attack twice, and they're very slow moving. So what are you doing?
So am I restrained in my movement at all?
No, you can move through their space, but for any 5 feet you do, you're going to take 1d6 points of damage. You can still
I don't
move.
want to
It
move.
is.
I just want to like hack and slash.
Yeah, I'd say with the halberd, it's still
So
going to
like,
be.
am I kayaking or like
Okay,
canoeing?
I'll allow it. 100%. So just
Alright.
stabbing. Okay, I'm down. I'm down with it. So go
Come
ahead
on
and
down
roll
to Joe's
your...
whitewater rafting.
Man,
I'd like to do it
Mantuka's whitewater
recklessly
rafting.
between friends.
Yeah, we're doing recklessly between friends. Fair. Would have canceled out the disadvantage against you last turn. I remembered that. Damn! 27 hits! Shit! Yeah! Go ahead and roll your damage. 11 points.
11.
Okay.
Second attack.
Go ahead.
Not 20.
I mean, with the what's the max damage you could do on that with all your stuff? Because we're doing exploding crits.
So base damage is 10. Base damage is 15.
Okay, so
And
15.
and then I get extra damage because it's brutal critical. Because I'm.
Add that just base
A
value
barbarian.
to the thing as well, because that's dice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the total now? 15
okay,
plus your brutal
so-
critical
So
would
20,
be-
Don't you
25
also-
plus whatever I roll.
Okay, so go ahead and roll.
Correction, 28 plus whatever I roll. Because
ahead and
of the
roll.
Fucking...
Don't you also roll the brutal critical as well?
Isn't the thing brutal critical is just a base damage, isn't it? Or is it extra d6?
No, it's
It's
an
extra
actual
damage die
D10.
of whatever you swing.
Okay,
So that's
that's
another 10.
yeah. Shit. Okay,
oh my god.
a lot.
38.
It's very okay. So you just step in as you think you'd not like your first strike. You kind of whack one in the kind of push them out of the way with the thing your halberd, and then step forward and just swing and do this long cleaving strike, cutting through easily 3 or 4 of them. You dispatch the horde in front of you. You do still have your movement and a second attack. What do you want to do?
Picture just heads. Just
Yeah, like literally you
falling
just step
everywhere.
and cut off about 6 heads in one strike. And there are
Is there
currently
any more
around you. No,
creatures?
the next group is down here to the south, or over here on the southeast, or just holding up top here, kind of pushing their way through the fire.
Okay, I'm gonna yell to Smelly. I'm like, Smelly, did you see that? Fucking awesome!
That was really good. I'm glad I didn't have to do that.
And then I'm just gonna run across to where the other amassing soldiers or zombies are, and wait.
Yeah, as you make your way over there, you see just looking down off the cliff, a decent size of them all just reaching up, fingernails scraping on stone. Some of the nails are prying off as they get caught on some of the outcropped rocks. It is nasty. And they're just making their way up to you. Cannot seem to climb this vertical surface. However, next will be the commander and his dude. Very standard. They're doing the exact same thing they've been doing. Still hits. Does not hit for the soldier, unfortunately. So you see the commander. You don't even see what he's attacking. He's just swinging into the flames as things are emerging from them. He's pushing them back further, and then you hear the sound of just wood collapsing. You see Tower of Sparks shoot up as the stairs that these zombies have now piled en masse onto can no longer hold their weight and just collapses in a plume of sparks. And so now they're just attacking downwards. It doesn't look like they're able to get up from that side anymore, and most of them are just wandering into the flames. Mr. Maker, you're up.
Pod, I will use my bonus action dash to get right here in the middle,
Okay. Easily done.
and I will yoink a dagger from my little nose.
Yeah, he's got his other dagger in his hand. He's like, "Ah, what are we gonna do? We got this."
I need this.
He's ready to go.
And I grab it from him.
But that's mine. Okay.
Just wait.
Okay.
And then I feed it into the same slot as before. And I cast Conjure Barrage on that whole little area down there.
You all watch as Mr. Maker, with his rocket boots glowing, just flies over this group, grabs the dagger from his friend, slides it into his mechanical launcher on his arm, and just conjures the spell. You see the arcane energy glow, and then just releases, and you see a cloud of daggers just shoot out in a 60-foot cone beneath him. I believe that's a
But it's not Cloud of Daggers.
That is Dex
It
17.
it is a summon barrage, or conjure barrage of daggers, yes. Dex save of 17. They have a -2 to Dex. They're not making that.
I grab a small
13.
toy boat.
Go ahead and roll.
16 against them all.
Okay. And that's 16 for everyone in that space that failed it, which is going to be those 2 groups, and then the group in the fire is just going to be dealt with by that. So there's still like a few stragglers just
Amazing.
crawling their way through the sand at this point. It looks like the dude who's just been like the 2 archers who were just feasted on at this point. You're looking down now amongst the bodies, and you just see 2 fresh corpses, mostly eaten from the chest down. Like there are just chunks missing. One guy's jaw has been like torn awkwardly to the side. It is not a pleasant sight. And you just stand there looking out over all the chaos. It just got a little bit of lingering. They're not smart enough to retreat. Like they don't know this is basically over. So they're still making their way towards this cliff, just trying to climb up and just do whatever they can to get inside this encampment. I want everyone in the group to make me an intelligence check, right? Or insight check. Let's say insight check to read the battlefield.
Can it be intelligence? God damn.
I mean, insight is no. This is
16.
Okay. What's up, Morty? How's it going? Everyone was. Hey, you didn't need to roll super high for this one. This is literally just like how well you guys can detect your powers of observation. Something.
I saw if you and I are same insight or same wisdom.
Something stands out as odd to you, and that is that none of the mercenaries, apart from the two that were locked in with the horde and their only targets, have really outright been attacked. It was like every strike that was launched against a member of your party whenever it was possible to do so. I'd say everyone above a 10, so all of you are smart enough to pick that up. It's very clear to you that the people you were fighting with are mostly unscathed. A couple nicks and scrapes here and there from just the general fighting, but it seems like a lot of the attacks were targeted specifically at your party. Do with that information what you will. Mr. Maker, that is your turn. I believe Gregory, you are up.
I'll also move you up.
I'll also move you out. Where do you want to move?
Anything near that? I moved him down to
he's in,
that sort of thing.
He definitely could hit like a zombie through the fence if he wanted to. They are within range of him.
He will do that.
Okay, give me a face pop.
Yeah, it is the face pop.
Of destiny.
The face pop of death. You
That's
get
a
12. Roll your
Face
damage.
pop, pop, pop.
Okay.
Face pop.
Also, I realized
damn.
I have been completely fucking something, so
That's fine. I
allow
completely
me
skipped
to
an
fix
entire mechanic for this fight, so don't even worry about that.
So yeah, that's 5 plus 4, so that's 9.
Okay.
And
UI just
as it
walks up,
connects-
bops one of the zombies right in the face with its hydraulic arm.
And as it connects,
Oh,
you're
Joel.
gonna see an additional 7 damage of arcane jolt.
Okay, so as the hand connects with the head, it kind of knocks back and then like leans forward back into the hand. You see UI charge up and blast it with this like bolt of arcane energy, and the head just explodes in like a bloody mess everywhere. The body collapses lifelessly. UI turns to face the party, and like his entire front is just covered in blood spatter and little chunks of skull and brains.
Attaboy.
He does this.
yeah.
It's a fickle little you are.
There we go. Your voice changing technology went fucking haywire on that one, dude. Holy shit.
I was
So,
laughing.
Gregory, it's your turn, buddy.
Face pop, pop, a doop, pop. I'm gonna go ahead and go right up to the wall this time because I wanted to see what just fell from the sky. Jeez. This is a battle. You're gonna remember this place forever. Oh shit! And I'm gonna do the same thing. Little boy coming out of the box, little gray blob. That's okay. That's
All
not
magic
great.
missile all day. 20's not great. Wow. Okay, 20. They're still like standing. You definitely, I'm gonna say you carved off a chunk over here because that makes my
And-
life easier.
20 is decent. It's
Yeah.
2/3 of total damage you could
It's
have
not,
rolled.
it's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's not terrible.
Not bad.
And
You
then
again,
snake-
like all these little missiles just begin exploding all over the desert.
Choo.
Wow, snake bites. Okay, good. Doable. Very doable.
Ooh,
22 damage on them.
not too shabby. And then I just back up a little bit,
Jesus.
just being like, this place is. I'm looking over at the mercenaries, and I'm like, this place sure is shady. My turn.
The mercenaries seem completely involved in trying not to die right now. Like they are very much focused on the fight. They do not notice your glances whatsoever.
Notice my mean things. This is mean for a teenager.
Stanny, you're up.
All righty then.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gregory. You watch as the two snakes lash out, dragging another 2 zombies into the sand, just thrashing them around, leaving
That's
them
my boys.
dead and mostly eviscerated. What are you doing, Stanny?
I am going to hop back on. I saw a few. So I can get there.
You climbing off? Yeah, okay, easily. Oh, there's.
Yep.
I don't know why this little dude.
As it comes past me.
You two, get out of there. Okay, you gonna hop on as he comes past. Half your movement to mount.
Yep.
Okay.
And so I can't hit from here, but I'm gonna cast.
Yep.
Toll the Dead. The group.
Technically, they're all dead. Is that like?
It's necrotic damage.
Ah. So, you cast Toll the Dead. You reach out. What does the spell look like when you cast it?
It's kind of just like a simple hand gesture, and then like a little flash of unusually dark-looking energy comes from his hands.
Hear, boom, as the toll is tolled across the battlefield. However, your spell has no effect on the zombies.
Nothing happens
whatsoever.
Dope.
Yeah, unfortunate. I'm sorry.
Cool. No, that's fine.
That'll be your turn.
No. So then for my bonus action, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, all right. And I'm gonna, which one does damage for? I'm gonna cast Branding Smite for my bonus action.
Oh, we love that. Okay. You gonna ready that for your next round of attacks? We got it.
Yeah.
Mantuka, you're up. There's like a small group over here and just the last remnants of the group over at the south there. What are you gonna do? They're about 3 feet beneath you, 10-foot total drop.
Can I reach the ones over here?
Yeah, 100. Like with your halberd in particular, like you could stand on top of this and stab all the way to the ground. You're 10 feet up where you are right now. So go ahead, absolutely do them.
Like right here?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll say. Let's just for.
Or do I be back here?
Yeah, we'll put you there. Just if you ever want like to not snap into the middle of a square, just hold Alt when you drag your dude. You can put him wherever you want.
It just
Sweet.
like doesn't block me in place.
It automatically stabs everybody else. You're very lucky.
I'm gonna get like super like I'm gonna start like pumping my arms, getting like as I walk up there.
Okay.
You know,
Henry Cavill arm reload. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, just recalibrate.
Okay.
And I'm gonna recklessly try to thunderfuck these guys. Ooh, yeah, with advantage.
They don't have a lot of HP left. Collectively, you're looking at maybe 15 zombies.
Thank
What's
God,
up,
that was
Chris?
in that one.
Can I have I saw if you use his action to dash.
Your turn already happened, unfortunately,
Okay,
so
yeah,
we'll skip that for
forgot
now.
about
As other stuff has already happened. Ooh, good thing you went reckless, eh, buddy?
Oh, I know, Jesus.
Ooh, that would be like
so
you're
it's
falling
7
off the cliff. Level nat one.
Let's not talk about it, okay?
Yeah,
that was
okay.
17 points of slashing damage.
You slash down in the group, taking out most of them. There's about 3 or 4 left, still clambering up to you. One looks like he gets a grip on the stone and begins trying to pull himself up and just can't do it.
Sweet. It's almost like Mantuka has one more turn. Yay!
Yay! Go ahead and roll your attack.
Nat 20.
Okay, I mean, if you want to roll damage, see how high you can hit, feel free, but it's going to be
38.
enough. Yeah, okay. So that's enough to do them in. 38 base plus whatever you roll. So that is enough. You just, like, completely dispatch the horde. One final strike. There's one still looking up at you. With your halberd, you just drive it downwards with the spike at the end going right into its throat and pinning it to the ground.
I would actually like to do something a little different than that narrative.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I would like to ride my halberd down his spine and then be on the next level.
Absolutely doable. So as you stab, you just hold on to it, almost like a pole vaulter, and stab into the ground, and then find yourself safely on the sandy desert floor below. Standing.
Picturing.
Go ahead.
I was picturing that, like, riding up like a broomstick, and then just like the back half.
I'm down with it. I'm so down with it. Mogus, you stand in whichever way you choose, having made your way down there with your halberd. Whether it was you fly like a witch or just pole vault your way down, your choice.
You call him Mogus, which I think is fitting now.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. I read Mogus in chat as I was speaking. It's a struggle.
Never.
Let's go,
Be
dude.
sorry about that, DM.
Okay.
And Mogus we trust.
So you do still have... Did you use all your movement already? I think you have a bit left.
I used like 10 feet.
I'll say you still have your full movement. I'm not going to count you attacking and falling as any of your movement use. So you still have your 20 feet if you want. Because you, what I'm basically picturing is you attacked once and then jumped, stabbed downward, and just rode the fucking wave. 20 feet, there you
Cool. And then I'm just gonna run over here and yell at them.
Okay.
I'll write down your spines too.
We love that. The good old Mantuka war cry. This individual,
You can hashtag that.
looking down at the zombies now burning beneath him, is gonna like check out his men. See you guys still dealing with some stuff over there, but like notices it's pretty cleared out. You just hear a fairly gruff voice come out of the fully face shielded helmet, now realizing it is a very deep sounding voice. Just, you guys all right over there? Do you need some help to clean that up?
I'm winning.
Sounds
we
good.
got it.
All right.
Should help.
He like spends some time here just like cleaning people. I mean, they helped.
Why start helping now?
Yeah, in your head. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh shit, that was my inside thought.
And they spend the rest of their turn just kind of cleaning up over here. He makes sure the rest of his men are okay. You see him looking down at the two archers who have been completely stripped of all their flesh, basically. And just take a moment while you guys are cleaning up down here. Mr. Maker, you're up.
So that carriage thing is where the like
Carriage is gone. That carriage on the
okay.
map drove away right at the start and was the thing that made that hole. I just put it on the map. I couldn't delete it.
where it was there. Can I look around and see if I see any valuables left behind?
Yeah, go ahead. Perception check or investigation if you're getting like right up in there.
I would have been there.
Okay, 22. You do. So it looks like they left without a large amount of their supplies. There's like enough food here they'd probably survive on for several months. You do find what looks like their coin purse that someone just absentmindedly forgot to grab on their way. You don't know how much is in it, but it is pretty heavy. Like
I'd pocket it.
It is a hefty coin purse, and like you lift it up, and it is like it's like almost a satchel about yay big, like the very stereotypical looking coin purse from like RPGs.
I just tossed it in my bag of holding.
Absolutely, just disappears into the bag of holding.
Yeah.
You don't. It looks like most of their like gear and stuff they were selling, apart from the food, was cleaned up, and they just forgot that bag behind. But that's about all you find. You got a bag of indeterminate money. That'll be your action. Looking around, you still got your bonus action and movement. What do you want to do?
I guess I'll, now that I've kind of checked out down there, I will just fly up to the edge here.
Okay. Easily done. And that'll be your turn. Gregory, you see the last remnants of this horde just barely hanging on now. There's maybe like 10 of them. It's not a lot. It's just on you to clean this up. What are you going to do?
Greg's just gonna look in the box, and you just see a little gray hand come out of the box and just kind of go, and he just goes right back in. I'm like, hey, I'm tired. Yeah, you pulled in a lot of work. I'm just gonna go stand up next to the wall, and a little firefox comes out of the box as I hold it over. I'm gonna cast Firebolt.
Firebolt!
Firebolt.
What level?
That's or it's just cantrip. Firebolt.
Oh, that is a cantrip. My bad.
Where's... There it is. Jeez, I was like, I keep scrolling and I'm like, it's at the top, you dumb.
This might do it, just so you guys know, in terms of how much HP this has. This Firebolt could end this fight. You had to beat a 7. You had to beat
Hey!
7. However, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah. It's fire, so there's not really any saving against that. Go ahead and describe your kill. How do you dispatch the last of the zombie horde?
It's just gonna be a little wisp of fire, just kind of like, just fires out at the little, just at the points of the clumps of the zombies, and then just very pointed fire explosion up, and then a snake's head just comes from the top of the fire and swallows all of the fire and the zombies all in one swoop,
Your
and
snake
explodes into sand.
vanishes into sand and flame, and the sand just settles. You see this cloud of dust slowly settling over the now quiet nighttime Ember Step. And that is going to be where we take our break for this evening. So, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Please do not go anywhere. We want to thank everyone coming out. Crazy good turnout tonight. We appreciate you guys. We'll be back in 10 minutes to conclude these events and continue on with our adventure. We'll see y'all in a few. Break. What's up, everybody? We're back. I can turn off the combat music now. I wanted to play that on the break because I feel like our combat music hasn't gotten enough love lately. Let's go back to our nice chilled out.
I can tinker too. I'm so hyped for this.
Yeah, technically. He'll be able to help with your inventions. I'm not sure Svartle is smart enough to really invent things on his own, but he'll be a helping pair of hands. And in terms of stats, we're going standard
There's a
array.
rock.
All you guys get
There's
is
a
standard
rock.
array.
What
I
a standard
can
array.
make Smelly a healer.
You could, technically, yeah.
What's-
But
what's
you have to
Smartle,
control
no
it.
Smartle.
You have to control that. Like, I'm not going to run that NPC for you. He is your companion. You're treating him like a pet.
Oh,
You want
112%. He's
Okay.
not familiar.
100%. If you want to build it and roleplay it, I will allow it. But I am not handling all the extra character sheets. That is on you guys. Any
Smartle,
pets
not
you get-
Smartle.
Svartle, not Smartle. We love that.
So
what's up, everybody?
what's standard array?
When you're doing your stat thing for your character, there's a drop down menu. Standard array is just like the standard run of like 8, 10, 12, 14, I think. 16? Something like that.
I think one's 15.
I don't know. I've never
Yeah.
used it. I've
Anyway, we'll
actually
do
never
that
used
after.
it. Yeah, this is after game.
Yeah,
This
no,
is it in
yeah.
free time. So, what's up, everybody? How's it going, Boofa guy?
12.
So, our party now standing victorious in the middle of the night. At this point, it's probably about midnight when you guys were woken up by all of the commotion. Standing victorious, Gregory having dealt the final blow, but Mantuka himself taking basically an entire section out on his own, as well as Stanislav
Me too.
carving the entire... I'm not done. You need to stop interrupting me mid-sentence. I will give you credit for the cool shit you do. I promise, because it's so cool. It deserves a spotlight. I'll give it to you. Trust me. Damn it. So, every party member collectively taking out about a quarter of the zombies themselves, between the conjure barrages, the smites, the acrobatic feats from our iron-hoofed minotaur, and our casting wonders from Gregory himself. You guys stand victorious over this now defeated horde of zombies. There is just a littering of corpses completely surrounding this kind of I'd say plateau, but you're like 10 feet off. It's not very big. We'll call it plateau for now. This hilltop, this plateau. I need all of you to make me Constitution saving throws as the adrenaline finally leaves your system and you're left standing surrounded by hundreds of bodies, all in various forms of rot and decay.
I nominate Mantuka for coolest kill of that fight.
Eli doesn't need it, right?
Stanny, buddy. Stanny,
I also
buddy.
would like
13's
to
not bad.
flash of genius, though.
Damn it. Okay. You're no fun. As you all
Let me throw up.
Yeah, as you all stand here, surrounded by these nasty, rotting corpses, the smell fills your nostrils as some have been cut open, cleaned completely in half. Some have been burned. There's like the mixing smell of rotting, burning flesh, entrails, and God knows what else. And all of you have to take a moment to just stifle the urge to vomit. Stanny, you like dry heave in your mouth a little. You feel your cheeks kind of begin, and then Mr. Maker's like, no, and he flash of geniuses you, and you like swallow the dry heave a little bit. What's up,
Can I
Mr. Maker?
roleplay the flash of genius for that?
100%.
Tossing a card at him.
A what?
One of the smelly cards.
Yeah. Oh,
That
one of
was
the,
awful.
One of the Febreze cards.
Stanny, as you breathe in the fresh scent of lavender meadows, the trademark Mr. Maker scent, you just breathe it in, and the urge to vomit
that
dissipates. You all manage to resist it, but like as it stands right now, your campsite smells like the worst thing you can possibly imagine. It is horrendous, and it is lingering on the air. As even now, there's an entire section of this camp where bodies are just on fire and slowly cooking in the sand.
Well, I don't think that we're going to be staying here for the rest of the night.
Please
Actually,
no.
That reminds me, I'm gonna roll 5d20 for the remaining. Okay, two of the guardsmen, like two of the lower ranking ones who are in the thick of the fight for basically all of it, are leaning over and actively vomiting into the sand right now. The rest kind of shaking it off. The commander's looking at you all suspiciously. He's, well, maybe not suspiciously, but he's looking at you with intent. Like he is trying to size you guys up a little bit. If you all want, you can roll me an insight check. Fear was a good idea. Wow, that's rough on Stanny. Everyone else.
I rolled an 18. I rolled an 18. Guidance.
Your insight was a 2 plus 4. It's a 6.
Oh, I was reading the 14.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? So everyone else clocks this.
Too busy.
Stanny is too busy. Like, yeah, it's just like I was gonna say, absorbed in the lavender meadows. There is a definite look of recognition on this individual's face. Like he sizes the group of you up, and there is an immediate look of like, I know who these people are, and it looks like he can't quite place where. But he's definitely like, I've seen these faces, like this has come across my path somehow before. He's not saying anything yet, he's just staring at you intently, and then he kind of takes a minute to check on his men, make sure they're okay. You good? You good? Yeah. Checks, and like a couple of them getting bandaged up. There's 2 already beginning to dig holes in the sand for their 2 fallen archer friends who were mostly eviscerated by the zombie horde, digging a couple graves in the desert for them. They seem content to let you take a moment to recover, though. Go ahead, Mr. Maker.
I would like to walk up to him.
Go ahead.
You have a problem, bud?
Normally, yeah, there would be a bit of an issue here, but you all just did us a solid. So how about we just forget the fact that you're all wanted men and go about our night in peace. We got some cleanup to do here. You're still free to camp if you want to. But come tomorrow, we'll cross, or we'll separate, and if we ever cross paths again, I will be taking you all in.
What happened to do we get his name?
Hargo?
Yeah. What?
The fucker who ran away?
Yeah, he seemed like he ran away with predetermined knowledge.
Oh, I wouldn't call it predetermined knowledge. I would just say that he's a coward. And anytime any kind of, I would say, issue has arisen with the local banditry, he has basically done the same thing. So premeditated in the sense he's always prepared to do that, yes. If you're suggesting he sucked or stuck a bunch of zombies on the side, you're drastically overestimating that man's capabilities.
Not necessarily that he did it, but as you did yourself say, we are wanted men. And it does seem like outside of your 2 unfortunately fallen archers, we got the brunt of the attacks.
I noticed that too.
It seemed like they moved with purpose. So I'm just wondering someone...
I will say, he's the only reason we didn't arrest you on sight.
Who, me?
All of you. Think we wouldn't notice the 4 of you are all extremely wanted men? There's a price on your heads that could pay our bills for months.
What's the price?
For each or total?
How much am I worth? Me is what I'm asking.
Last I checked, it was about 300 gold apiece. And that was before we got word of the events that happened, about a week ago, was it?
Roughly.
Stanislav just elbows you in the side a little bit, Mr. Maker. That's it.
That's what I was kind of worried about.
I mean, that's more than we make in a year.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, though we've done a lot.
You have. I would say I'm impressed, but no, I am impressed.
Different circumstances, maybe we could have been friends. And I'm gonna walk back to the tent.
As you're walking away, he's like, those different circumstances would be if you had money.
I don't have any. Can I fuck up with it?
Fair enough.
Stanislav is still there. Well, I can think of a few people who would be able to make something like that happen to us. So we will hopefully.
You guys got any
leave you
enemies?
alone.
I'll be honest with you. We're probably gonna pack up and get out of here pretty quick. I'll be honest, it's not smelling so great around here, and well, not much reason for us to stick around anymore. We know where he's off to, and well, we better go find him. What's up?
You should really do something about that guy.
Having heard the word smell, I and spin around on my heels.
in the like the sand and gravel.
I think about.
I might be able to help.
Have a good night, and I walk away.
You too.
At least
Leave in the
temporarily.
morning. We won't
We'll
have
be
any
gone
issues.
before that.
Good.
At least temporarily, I have something that can help with the smell during cleanup.
What's that?
Or without another card. I like wafted under his face.
You kind of hit him with one of these.
Yeah,
Uh, Is that lavender?
yeah, sure is.
I like it. Nice.
It's a gold apiece.
Oh no, that's done. Yeah, no. And he just reaches right into his coin purse. Doesn't even like ask the guys. Throws you 5 gold coins. I'll take 5.
I added 5.
Thank you. He distributes your fresh scented lavender meadow business cards to all of his comrades, and they all like, lavender. That's nice. And they go about cleaning up the bodies. Some of the travelers who had been here before, whose bodies were also pretty fucked up in the fight, they take the time to bury them as well. They leave the horses to whatever's going to come claim those.
Us.
I don't suppose. Well, the horses are dead. The horses
Oh.
are. They were torn. The horses were torn apart. They were going to harvest the meat, but at this point, like 90% of it has been torn away.
And if it's being bitten by zombies, it's probably not.
I eated the horse.
That is gross. I wouldn't do that if I were you. We have no use for those carts. If you guys want one, feel free. But we're gonna head out and get everyone buried. All dealt with.
Sounds good. We will certainly take you up on the offer.
Doesn't bother us. None doesn't belong to anybody anymore. It's the deserts now.
All right.
Morning. You have till then.
We'll start taking all the stuff that I have. First off, putting it on.
Yep. Yeah, you guys get your gear all situated and everything.
Mhm.
What's the plan for the evening? You stand, like I said, in the Ember Step. It's about midnight. The moon at this point, high in the sky, not quite full. Getting there. A few days.
Let's load up all our stuff. Take it 20 minutes that way. Set up a small camp.
We're
So
still more or less at the base of the mountain still, right?
you guys, one second.
Sort of.
One of the carts you do notice is covered, by the way, just so you guys are aware. One has like
Okay, we'll take that
one
one.
has like a
Take that
white
one.
canopy on it. I figured that's why I told you.
Does it look like
Uh,
I saw if you could pull it?
He's a little small for this cart. This is like a horse-drawn carriage or a bull in the case of the other one.
Okay.
The mountain goat it was strong enough to, but it's not quite big enough to even fit the harness. Really, it's definitely made for like a shire horse or something.
No,
along
I
those
will
lines.
I will give Isofi a little scritchums, let him go and resummon Kesh, the warhorse.
Fair enough.
Oh.
I see eyes off you. Come over to Gregory and give you a little nuzzle and fade off into nothingness.
A really rough lick on
again.
the side of the face.
A very rough goat tongue on your cheek.
Yeah.
So in terms of where you guys
Like he's
are
here.
currently, see where I'm pinging. I'd say, actually, one second. I haven't put the point on the map. You're about here.
Are trying to get.
So you can still see the mountains, like the mountain ranges to your north and to your west and to the southwest. It's very noticeable. Probably about an hour's ride if you're going by carriage. You do know there's like tracks out here that a lot of merchants generally will take. It's just a matter of finding them. There's a few
Can we
around the
find
camp.
just, yeah, like the health setter, Mr. Maker, we can just go like 20 minutes west, find a rocky outcropping and camp out for the rest of the night.
Easily done.
That's
Whoever
what I would like.
Yeah, so that will just be a survival check to find somewhere either like safe or kind of roughly sheltered from the desert winds. As you guys know, we had 2 weather checks tonight, both in the 70s, so it is a very windy evening. The sand, now that you've like the adrenaline is worn off, you're not focused on the massive threat of zombies tearing apart your camp. You're
Cast
feeling
guidance on Gregory.
there you go. The sand whipping against your face as Gregory kind of like takes a minute and starts leading you up. Takes a bit to get the horse all
18.
situated and everything, all your gear put on. There are still tents that were left here as well by Hogar. It's up to you how much you
We
take.
still,
How much
we
of this
still have our
camp?
tents.
Yeah, how much
We
of
have
this camp
tents.
are you clearing out in terms of stuff? There's food, kicking around. The food tent is basically untouched except for like the loot that they had, the weapons and shit they were selling. They packed up and took those, but like a lot of the food was left behind. So it's up to you guys. How much
can we
of
take,
this?
like 3 days worth of rations?
Absolutely, easily done. There is
And
dried
all
rations.
of the beef jerky.
There are, like it's mostly like there's dried beef jerky or other types of jerky rations. There is some fresher meat that would probably last like a half a day or a day at most in terms of transport, but there's enough there to feed you guys for quite some time. And you even notice some of the mercenary guys
All
once
of
they're
the
done
jerky.
digging the graves for their comrades and the villagers they had loosely been protecting. They like to take a minute to sit down and eat some of the food that was still actively cooking. There's still a pig over the fire, basically, or not pig. It was a gazelle, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
Fucking gazelles.
Did anyone
Shady
leave
bitches.
any decent looking clothing that would fit me?
Roll investigation check if you like, or perception, your choice.
I would far rather do perception if that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's like investigation's more for traps, but if you're actively like searching through drawers and shit, but just for clothes, easily done. There are several tents here. A lot of them were not packed up. It looks like the guy who owned it, Hargo, did have some clothes that he had left in his tent, so you can actively steal his clothes. They're kind of flashy, but like in a cheap way. Like they're made to look like they have the appearance of wealth to the point that they'd probably be accepted in like middle to upper society, but they're not giving like the vibes of someone who's made enough lucrative profit to buy the very best. Someone who's trying to use
It
their
costs
money.
a lot of money to look this cheap.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But it is doable. It is nice.
Grab them and go over to Mr. Maker. And I was gonna see if there was anything that would suit me, but I don't think so. Think you could sell these? Get something good for them?
I could certainly, most likely, yes.
Yeah.
You
There's some
know,
value to them, to the right
Cool.
place. Yeah,
I'll toss them in the bag holding.
absolutely.
Alrighty.
And a fanny pack of holding, my bad.
Gregory
better.
rolled a
Much
total
more
18.
ergonomic.
18 for the survival check. So, as you guys pack up the rest of the camp, grab whatever rations you feel you'll need to kind of bolster your own supplies. Following Gregory's lead. Go ahead.
Are there any, like, bodies still laying around? Or have they already buried them all?
Their comrades and the travelers that were staying here have been buried. They're not touching the zombies. In fact, it looks like they're dragging them into one big pile to just be burnt.
Yeah, can I see if there's anything good left on the zombies?
Go ahead,
Like,
roll me. Roll me an investigation check.
Guidance.
Oh, your AI voice is getting an accent and it's fucking killing
It actually is. It's kind of funny.
That's a 20.
20. Yeah. 1 second. I have a list.
Let him use it. Get all the
It's
good
like
good.
it kind of sounds like Liam Neeson
We got
now.
a list.
It's so funny.
You're giving Liam
I have a
Neeson.
special set of skills.
I have a special set of skills.
Oh no. Okay. Where's my
Anakin.
fucking notes? Dude. Okay. What'd you roll? 18 plus
I rolled a
2.
20.
20. Easily done. Collectively on the bodies, over the 100 or so people you find here, you find about 117 gold pieces, yes. Just collectively. It looks like everyone had about a gold apiece. Maybe a couple people had some extra. There's also some silver and copper. I'm just giving you it in gold value. Take that for what you will. Break it up how you see fit. You do find a collection of jewelry. You find a ring with a decent looking sapphire on it. It's kind of this nice shade of blue. It's not a large crystal. It's kind of what you'd see on like a decently sized engagement ring. Like middle ground. What's up?
Does it perhaps maybe a little bit look like it would, fit in a maybe particular slot in a certain door?
It could, possibly. It's a little small, but there's not really much
Maybe.
indicator of what you need in terms of
Yeah.
that. You do find a couple diamonds as well. Again, just on bits of jewelry. There's a brooch that has a diamond on it that looks roughly worth 150 gold pieces, to put a specific number on it.
Oh,
You find
I'm
another
actually
one.
keeping one of those.
Yeah, and you find again, like what looks like some kind of wedding band or something with a diamond that's probably worth about 75 to 100 gold, give or take. Other than
Nice.
that,
I need one more diamond.
Nice. There
Worth
is not.
25 gold.
Unfortunately, there is not another diamond. You do find a strange-looking potion in one of the bodies that looks like it might have belonged to a soldier. Like, it looks like this person was a soldier at one point in their life. Actually, come to think of it, everyone roll me a medicine check, just collectively. Go ahead and roll one. Go ahead.
I've got
Mr. Maker.
alchemist supplies as well. Would I be able to check what this is?
Yeah, 100%.
Guidance on Gregory.
Normally it would be identified, but if you're using an alchemy kit, I would allow you to effectively take the time it would take to ritually cast identify to do it without bothering to. But
Yeah.
absolutely. So, oh, thank you. I like this shirt. It's my baseball tee. I need all the
Nat
baseball
20
tees.
Mantuka.
Okay. So everyone below a 10 doesn't really pick up on this, but everyone above it, it's a
Everyone.
varying range of corpses here. There's some that are fresher than others, some that look they were killed quite recently, some belong to sailors, and generally the whole group, in terms of what you're seeing, looks like they're at most, the oldest one there is probably a month and a half dead. Still fairly fresh. Some have the appearance like they might have been underwater, like in the sea at some point, possibly drowned and resurrected, or you're not too sure. But there's definitely like a varying range of deaths, ways people died, bodies, and so on. What's up?
Before we leave, can I take just 5 minutes to fan out from the camp a little bit and see if this group came all as one or if they came in from a whole bunch of different directions?
Okay. Roll me a survival check just to find some good high ground, first of all. Mr. Maker, it is a potion of climbing. It takes you about 10 minutes to determine that just based on what's in it. You open it, smell it, take a little drop, bring it to your alchemy kit, and just dissect what ingredients are in it. And through that, you do determine it is a potion of climbing.
Cool.
Ooh.
So-
Nat 19.
Okay.
You said it was 117 gold?
Yeah, 117 gold total between everybody.
Yeah.
So
I just need to write it down.
that and the potion, the ruby, and the 2 diamonds. So Stanny, you can see quite clearly off from where you are. You're on your little plateau mesa over here. To your right, there's a sand dune that's quite a bit taller than it, probably about 20 feet or so. Is Mr. Maker's voice box thing making a beatbox every time he moves something on his desk? That's cruel. We got fresh beats, dude. You do. You find your way up to the top of the hill here, the sand dune, and look out over the desert. Go ahead and roll me a perception check with advantage because you rolled really good on your survival and you found some really nice high ground.
Thanks. Perception, you say?
Mm-hmm. With advantage. 22. Oh yeah. So it becomes very apparent to you very, very, very quickly that this group traveled as one group for at least as far as you can see. There is just a trail, probably 20 to 30 feet wide, where it looks like they walked in a fairly thick line, just in a straight line. Like you see it go over sand dunes and just disappear. And as far as your eyes will take you in like the bright moonlight, you can just see this path of shambly footprints leading towards your camp from
That's my next question.
about that direction on the map. You see where I'm pinging?
Okay. It looks like they came across like that.
Give or take.
Jesus Christ. And
I mean, you don't see how you only like from where you guys are
I can
here.
only see 60 feet out.
No, the moon is bright enough at this point. It's illuminating most of the desert. You can see in terms of where the footprints it goes for at least like several hundred meters beyond your direction, and then you just lose it as darkness does.
Like as far as I can see, more
as
or less.
literally as far, probably about 500 meters or so, like quite far, and it just vanishes over sand dune, and you don't pick it up again. But it definitely appears like it was heading from the east-southeast direction, and making its way northwest towards your camp.
That's interesting. I go back to the camp and find everybody, just kind of let them know what I saw. This doesn't look random to me.
They saw where we were. They knew we were here. They sent them there.
Well, it's not that hard to track somebody.
That's true, and we kind of leave a bit of a what's the word? Impression.
Emotional footprint.
That's the word. There he is.
Not even that, but we have some powerful enemies within the Imperium.
Yeah.
And without. From within and without.
Smelly, are you whole?
Yeah, I'm good. That was crazy. I've never seen anything like that before.
All right, day 1, buddy. Day 1.
Day 1.
Day 2, you get a name. We vote on it.
Something
choose
better?
3, and I
Better
vote
than
which one I
Smelly?
like.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, I like that. My name's Pete. You can call me Pete.
No, we haven't got there yet. You choose 3, and I choose which one I like, and that's what I call you. We're not
Oh,
there. It means
okay,
day 2
We'll,
first.
we'll get there tomorrow. That sounds all right. Yeah, okay.
Maybe.
Did I do a
You're up
good
first
job?
For watch too.
Oh, I guess that's all right. I can handle that. Yeah, I'm sure that's okay. And he just kind of like, wait, where are we sleeping? Oh, speaking of which, Gregory. At this point, as you hear, where are we sleeping? The cart has been fully loaded up. There is now a large warhorse attached into the bridle and ready to wander off into the desert. With, I believe you rolled a 18. Was it total?
I believe so. After everything's
14 plus 4. Yeah, 18.
Yeah.
Takes you not very long. You find like the loose trail that like carts would take on the journey past here and get yourselves onto it pretty quick. Go eastward for about 20 minutes or so until you start to see the cliffs nearing, or westward, sorry, not eastward. You see the cliffs in the side of the Incendus Mountains and these kind of rocky outcrops that begin to mark the pass towards it. It doesn't take you long. You kind of just like weave in behind one that, like, the way the sand has blown up against it has created this like almost enclosed area, but not quite. Still open under the stars and everything, but the rock itself is bracing you from the wind, and it looks like the sand is providing a bit of a natural barrier and a little bit of a defense. So seems a good and safe place to camp, as safe as there can be.
Good spot, Gregory.
Thank you. It's mostly luck, but thank you.
You know, back in the day, this would have been the place that my brother and I would have spent a couple weeks in.
Roll me a survival check.
Really?
To me?
Yep.
Emotional survival.
Emotional
Remember
survival.
Memories.
Yeah, it does not look even remotely familiar. No, with an 8. Doesn't look familiar. You sure you've camped near here at some point, but not this spot.
And
Looks
it's
safe
been
enough.
so long that they kind of all have blurred together. at
Blend
this
together.
point.
Yeah, desert is desert. But yeah, you guys tuck in. Who is doing watches for the evening? What's
How
the
much
game?
time
game
do we
plan?
have left?
Smelly's up first.
You guys slept
Smell.
for probably 2 hours, and then we're in a huge combat. So like, you guys are gonna have to get a whole nother 8 in. Like, you guys are effectively restarting long rest at this point.
Makes sense.
I said you eyed the entrance to the late camp to an amalgam war mode, and then sent
Okay.
Tiny Maker out to do his rotations.
We love Tiny Maker. Okay. You see
We'll have
Tiny
eyes
Maker
soft,
buzz into the
or
sky.
we'll have the cash.
Watching
an
as
eye on
well.
it.
Still attached to the cart, or are you?
No,
unattaching him for the night?
I'm gonna unattach him for the night.
Okay. So perception
Let him-
checks from all of those. Hells, you can just make one at advantage with whichever one you want, so they're helping each other. And then one from is Smelly being forced to take watch as well, Mantuka.
Fuck yeah, Ernest. Fuck keep. You ain't fuck kill anything. Fucking sentry bitch. If I get killed, I'm gonna fucking come back and murder him.
He rolled a 2.
Yeah, me too.
We had a 10 from Ikesh. Okay, we have a 2 plus not a lot.
Okay, Tiny Maker saving the day.
Yeah, Tiny Maker got a 20.
He was at advantage.
Maker got a 20.
Oh, you were
Yeah,
at
he's at
advantage. I did
Just
say that.
both.
Yep, I did say that. Those are words I
But
said.
I'm still his first roll, anyways.
So, with the 20, you guys tuck in for an evening's rest. When you wake up the following morning, safe and sound, an uneventful rest passing, you do find Smelly just in the sand with his back up against a rock, eyes closed, and like just this trickle of drool kind of coming out of one side of his mouth. At this point, there's like a large wet patch on his his like leather armor that he is like, or his shirt. I guess he was not armored. Yeah, his undershirt. He's just out. Completely fell asleep on watch. He rolled a 2 plus like a 2 for wisdom. Mantuka, What do you? I'm gonna say you're the first to notice your employee sleeping on the job. What are you gonna do?
I would like to pick up one of the rocks that I put in my pouch from a couple sessions ago, and I'm gonna lick it, and I'm just gonna biff it at the side of this fucker's head.
Okay, so we're throwing a. How big's the rock? Refresh my memory.
Like skipping stones, like nothing too crazy, just like
Jesus.
nothing too crazy. It's the
Nothing too
size
crazy.
of a small plate. No big deal. Okay, skipping stone.
Okay.
We'll say
Gonna
it's.
bitch
We'll
slap
say
him
it's.
with this
We'll say
slapping
it's
with the
like.
skipping stone.
Yeah, no, we'll say it's like the. It's a good size
Slapping
skipping
stone.
stone. Yeah. Anyway, so go ahead
it's
and
gonna
roll
be
me.
non-lethal. I'm gonna kind of like.
Are you specifying no? Yeah, you're gonna try to
Throw
skip
like
it
a
off
knuckle?
the top of his head, like you would skip it on a
Yeah.
lake. Go ahead and roll
Fuck
me a
yeah.
ranged attack. No proficiency, just straight dexterity roll, please. You are not proficient in throwing
I
rocks.
don't know what the
So if you
fuck-
spend some
Get
time,
advantage because the target is asleep.
nope. In fact, the target's technically prone, so it would be disadvantage, but we're giving him a freebie on
You know,
this
what, I'm
one.
just gonna roll a dex, and we'll see. If this
That's all it
fucking
is. It's
hits.
literally just a dexterity check. No proficiency added. nothing.
14.
That 100% hits a sleeping unarmored target. Roll your damage. We're gonna say skipping stone, so a d6.
A D6
Yep.
for you.
It's a pretty that's a hefty rock.
You're pissed.
You whip it, and you guys watch as this stone just soars through the air and thunk right off the top of his head, and then like ricochets off and shatters on the stone behind him. And he walks up, and there's just like a little trickle of blood that starts just coming from under his hairline and drips down into his eye. And he's like, "Ah, what are they doing? One more zombie!"
Situational awareness. You don't know the situation when you're fucking sleeping.
Are you like right in his face when you say that?
Yeah.
Like the Minotaur
100%.
breath? Yeah, like just the spittle hitting him in the face. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation
Minotaur
check.
morning dragon
Yeah,
breath.
roll
Oh,
me
God.
just I'm gonna say use your strength as a as a modifier for your intimidation check. Because you are
And
being
roll
physically
2d6
imposing.
Poison damage.
Okay, so I will do. It'll be a +8.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's 10.
Okay, I mean it's barely enough, but he's kind of a scaredy cat as it is. He's like, "Ugh," and you see again just like a wet puddle forming in the sand beneath him. Yet again, and he's like holding his head in one hand. There's blood kind of it's a light trail, but like it's smeared through his fingers at this point. It's not a lot. You did a lot of damage with that rock. Shit.
We don't
He's
see those.
oh yeah.
You
No,
need
this,
to make it a day 2 to get a name, bitch.
even if
I
you like
turned to
aren't
Shardoff.
even if you aren't awake, you hear the sound of Mantuka yelling situational awareness. And
Yeah.
you guys all catch
I-
that.
I turned to Charlo. I'm like, aren't you glad I got you?
Yeah, definitely.
I can hear somebody bleeding. How is that possible?
You just hear this light whimpering from the other side of the camp.
Hey, you, if he dies, where do you think you're going?
Are you talking to
Who are
Spartle?
you talking to?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Where are the others out of the camp? Are we? I thought
It's
this
a
was in the
small camp. Like it's like
okay,
it's
fair.
like it's like 20 feet at
Yeah.
most. It's not a big spot.
Not there. I thought I had protectively over him.
He like kind of nuzzles up behind your jacket, and like you see him like
Aw.
you feel him lift your long coat and put it over his head, and he just hides behind it.
Yeah.
Fucking still attached. Love tether.
Yep,
Maker has a paternal side.
we have literally bonded with these NPCs so much.
Yeah, I think it's mostly Stockholm syndrome though.
So the
I
morning.
bonded with an NPC once.
That was bondage.
there
Wow, we
was
like
no
to
consent
party.
involved in that booting off the cliff.
Oh, okay, saved it at the end. You had me in the beginning for a second. So, the party has awakened the following morning. Smelly is like rubbing his head. You see him just wrap a bandage around it. A
I
little
wanted
bit of
to.
blood comes through.
Sorry.
What's up? Go ahead.
I wanted to do something before we woke up, though.
Mm-hmm.
Which was to pull out, like after everybody had fallen asleep, like
Mhm.
trying to keep it out for everybody to fall asleep, and then count the gold in the pouch.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That'd be
easily done. Doesn't take long. It's about 325 gold. They had a pretty lucrative business. This was the only place to stop and get water for literally like kilometers. Like it was just empty desert, and this guy has turned a sizable profit here. He also had a few magical.
Turned a sizable profit.
I mean, he'll probably be back sooner or later, but yeah, you know, for like you've traveled the desert long enough, you know for a fact like he's been attacked by bandits and run out of this place, and he always comes back just with more mercenaries next time. So, generally speaking, but the morning comes to all of you. The sun at this point is just cresting over that eastern horizon, kind of casting this nice orange glow over the ember steppe. Very beautiful. What would you all like to do? At this point, I'd say you're kind of about at this section of the mountains right here. You know, your Elysia is to the south. You can't quite see it based on where you are. If you had a little bit more elevation on top of a mountain, you might be able to. Curse of disadvantage. Thank you, Insomnia.
Is there a like a pathway along the side of this mountain, like down through here?
There's a road on top of it, but there's not an actual like strictly a road. There are like wagon paths that some merchants travel through that are definitely traversable. It's not marked on any map that you have, but it is like just looking, you can see that there's like a walk trail.
That's cool. I say we stick to these trails, try to hold the side of the mountain, and then make our way down to Elysia. I mean, because we have to drop you and Mantuka off in one of those caves anyways, so there's no reason to get too far away from it.
True. Yeah, make an approach from the west of Elysia. Makes sense.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't think Akesh will have any problems with the trails as I give him some scritchies.
You guys.
You've been here before. Is there like a cave big enough to conceal a wagon? Because we did not plan for a covered wagon. Do we need to drop it off before we get there?
Yeah. Do I know this or not?
Roll me, sir. Ooh. I don't like. We need like a remembering stat. So I'm gonna say history at advantage because you know this area really well. Okay.
I'll flash a genius that too.
Oh, 23 or 22 then. Perfect. 23 with the +1. Damn. Okay, you guys are stacking it. You do know like there are caves of all varying sizes. Some empty, some inhabited by the not so friendly desert creators that run around. But you do know for a fact there are definitely caves of varying sizes that could, in theory, fit a wagon. In fact, you're quite well aware that there are a number of like criminal enterprises that operate that often use the caves for just said purpose.
Well, if it comes down to it, we can. I'm sure we'll be able to find something. But if worse comes to worse, we can maybe stash the cards in one cave and then camp out in the next one we find.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so we're following the path southward. Easily done. It's not really any rolls necessary. It's just a wagon trail heading south that looks like it hasn't been commonly used all that much. What's up, Snanny?
So we can fit Gregory and our two small friends on the horse, right?
While it's pulling a carriage?
Like how many individuals can we get either on the horse or in the carriage all at the same time?
Oh, you can fit your whole party in the carriage, no sweat. There's room for 2 at the front driving it. And then the
With
back...
him, can he pull more weight than he can carry on his back? Is that...
It's just the act of pulling the wagon with the harnesses. There isn't really anywhere specific to sit on him. There's not a saddle. And he's already carrying the wagon. It's not like, why put extra weight on his back? But...
Do we have some cloth wing around? Anybody?
You have
it's already a covered wagon.
You have a covered
wagon?
No, I know. But it's made of cloth or fabric.
Any cloth like in the wagon or anything?
You did steal a bunch of clothes from Hargo.
Yeah.
But other than that, not really. This cart it had a load of just basic like food and supplies in it that looks like it was transported, but when it was kind of you guys got like a decent haul. You guys actually have enough trade. Yeah, you have enough canvas to do some stuff. You have enough goods here to pass as traders. Like there's a full supply of goods here that you could probably sell for a reasonable profit, actually, Mr. Maker.
What I want to do is try to cover a cache so it's not as noticeable as a giant golden horse.
I have summoned brown Loki Akesh this time. No gold markings at all this time. I know we're trying to be...
No shiny. Okay. It still has a very beautiful kind of blonde colored mane to it, but it is still a normal color. Like it's effectively a normal horse.
You wouldn't
As
be
far
able to
as
tell
this-
the difference this time, yeah.
Gotcha. As far as the like covered wagon goes, is it like got a flap on the back and on the front, so people can like just look in?
Yeah, there's one on the front, and it's very much like that old like chuck wagon kind of thing, but it is covered in the front, and then the back just has a pair of flaps that close, but they are currently tied open.
Okay, I want to tie those closed, and
Easily
I
done.
will shift my form into that of just like a random ass trader,
Okay,
looking like a random human look,
easily done. Just
and
describe what form
I'm
you
gonna
take.
go
What do you look like?
I have brown hair. I am the very unassuming brown hair, brown eyes,
Okay,
head kind of
Human
short.
trader
the
number
most
4.
yeah, the most
Yeah.
nondescript
Yeah,
motherfucker on the
generic
planet.
trader.
I
Yeah.
love that.
And then I'm gonna go over it. So I'm gonna go guide Akash, unless and Mantuka, Gregory, you guys can stay back here. If they clearly recognize us in that camp, we don't want to get recognized along the road again.
Very smart.
Fine.
You can actually tell him what you want, but it would be good to make it look like you're leading him.
Yep, I figured that's what we're going for.
So the whole party gets in the back. Svartal is obviously up next to you in the driving
Mm.
seat. Just a very regular looking gnome. Nothing special about him apart from the somewhat disturbed look in his eye. What's up, Stanley?
In the back, I'm going to cast non-detection on myself as we get going.
Very smart. Yeah, easily done.
Cool.
Target here, a willing creature or a place no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. Target.
Oh,
You could
I'm
technically...
going to do the whole goddamn
you can
thing.
do this whole
Yeah.
carriage. Okay, cool. So you
Nice.
you put your hand on the carriage, you all see this glow kind of form and it just quickly engulf the carriage and then fade.
Oh,
Ah, that's cool.
I only thought I could target a
Oh,
me.
question. Do you
Oh,
have 25 gold pieces worth of diamond dust that the spell will consume?
Had I?
You guys have not stopped to
No, I don't.
buy
I don't think.
fuck all.
No, previously, because I have a diamond for revivification, but I
You
don't
do have
I
revivification.
take do you tell people that you need this diamond
Yeah,
dust?
like you would
Well,
go
you-
to
you
start
see
casting it and then be
Stanislav-
like,
Ah, shit, I'm out of diamond dust.
yeah.
I don't
Um,
have. Never mind.
Yeah, so for
I
components
never
with
looked
gold
at it.
prices, it hasn't come up yet, but we are actively tracking that, so you guys
Yeah.
do need to keep on it.
So one of those diamonds in my pouch is the cheapest one.
You got 175, I believe, are the two, right?
I was 150 and a 75.
150 and a 75. Yes.
I want to take the 75 one, and on the back of the UI.
If only I
flush
had
it.
some diamond dust.
Yeah, I want to take it, crawl back there, put it on the top of the UI, and then take my hammer.
Yeah,
to
as you
Smith's.
know, as you kind of go over and just flat his nice flat top of the head, just and start
Yeah.
crushing. It's pretty hard to crush diamond, but it is a magical hammer.
That's made for this.
But you're more likely to hammer the diamond into UI's head. To crush.
Okay.
Maybe
Well,
a rock.
I did design
Maybe
him
a
with
rock.
a.
Okay.
I
wait,
did design
I'll
him
take
as
out-
an anvil in 9.
Okay.
Remember?
I'll
we
take out-
talked
Oh,
about
that's
that?
true. He is an anvil. That's
He's
true.
an anvil.
Yep. Okay. So his legs and arms collapse into himself as he does. He plants himself
Yeah.
in the sand. You just go over and just ping, start crushing this diamond. There's little pieces of it flying off. You have to be very careful to get
Yeah.
it. So I'm just gonna say, roll me a straight. This isn't a smith's check. Like this is just strength. Like just pure strength for this. You're not
I don't
smithing
Wouldn't be
anything.
Smith's tool.
Yeah. No, just strength. There's no smith
Yeah.
tools involved. You're just smashing a diamond right now. Okay.
With guidance.
Yep, add a D4.
D4, see what happens. Okay, 21.
21.
Enough. You only needed like a fucking 18 on that one anyway. So it takes a little bit, and you have to figure out. You're not used to crushing diamonds to dust, and eventually you kind of realize that if you just take the hammer and pressure and kind of roll, you'll start chipping little bits of the diamond off, piece by piece by piece. It takes a long time, and you know for a fact if this was not a magical hammer, this would not function. Like you would not be able
Sure.
to do this. But by the end of it, I'd say
I'll help you out too.
with a 21,
Nice.
your losses are like so minimal. You have 75 gold pieces worth of diamond dust now. So enough to do the
Let's-
spell 3 times.
I will take I assume I have like a small pouch or something. I'll just scoop it up in there and hand the whole pouch to Stanislav.
There you go. Easily done.
Oh,
Or
thank-
like a vial, I'm
thank you.
guessing, or something. Yep.
No?
Now
I
you
pull
can...
out a Ziploc bag.
There you go. Ziploc, yes. Trademark.
Shine baggy.
Oh, we love that. Little diamond dust.
I
Let's
poured
party.
out on it. I poured out on the anvil and line it up.
That's the stuff.
It's canon that the only creature that can do that and get high is a unicorn.
Facts. Yeah, unicorn sniff diamond dust, 100%.
I cast Death Ward on myself.
So you cast the spell. You feel it take hold as this glow kind of emanates and then it just dissipates off the carriage, and you feel your magic has taken effect.
This one, he kind of just in the back of the carriage, he draws like runes that start glowing just with his finger on the wood, and then as he finishes it, it just kind of over the whole thing and then disappears.
Alt bays a little diamond dust onto it. Yeah, that's how.
Cool.
You guys are now traveling safe.
Whoa.
Doesn't take you all
good.
that long. So you're kind of weaving, and the way these cliffs are, like there's a little valley that kind of leads into them, like from the sand dunes, just areas that hasn't been filled with sand. You're kind of weaving. Sometimes it's almost completely covered by this overhang, and there's just beam of sunlight coming in between the sand and the cliff top. Excuse me. And it takes you about a half a day. We make very good time traveling by carriage with a strong horse pulling on a good road, or at least a commonly used criminal wagon trail. I need someone to go ahead and roll me a survival check to try to find a cave for the group to stash out in while Mr. Maker and Mantuker.
Is it
Mantuker. Mantuker make their way
Mr.
into.
Maker, Gregory. Not bad, too, guys.
Oh, it is Gregory, my
Definitely
bad.
gonna do it.
It is daytime. Yeah,
I'm good at survival. Too.
you are. Yeah, go ahead and
You
roll
do
survival.
it. You go ahead, man.
so
So go for it.
You guys are getting
Fucking
to
asshole.
this point in the journey.
No,
But
he
with-
said Mr. Maker and Mantuka go into us all.
Boom. They're
That's
23.
what I'm talking about.
With,
Yeah.
you can add guidance if
Suck
you
it.
want.
Suck
I
it,
mean,
Trebek.
it's above a 20. That's fine.
Trebek.
You you take some time kind of looking for the best spots. First, you kind of pick them out by eye, and then using the natural terrain, you pick out a spot where there's literally like a small canyon in the cliff that the wagon can kind of scoot into that leads into this kind of cavernous overhang, kind of. It's not like a deep cave, but it is off the trail and then curves to the right. So it is
And the
quite...
entrance itself is kind of hidden because it's sunk down a bit.
It is sunk down into this kind of little valley with this sand dune kind of braced up against the cliff face. It's quite beautiful in here, like the way the light kind of beams through, just illuminating little bits at a time. The most important part is you're mostly protected from the sun here, so there's no exhaustion check. You do find this small cavern, and leading up, you see there's like what looks like a goat trail kind of leading up, weaving through the side of this, like kind of just switchbacks on its way up. Looks like an old goat path, possibly used by humans. Seems a safe enough place to hang.
Good
Cool.
job, Mantuka. This is
We're
great.
here.
And is
Oh,
this close enough to Elysia where they can make a quick...
You don't know where
Jaunt
Elysia
over.
is exactly from here. You gather you could climb up and look, but
Yeah,
that's up to
is
you.
it daytime?
It is, yeah, it's
I'll
about-
look.
About noon. So you work your way up this goat path. It's old, doesn't look like it's been used in a while. And kind of,
I'm
oh
gonna
yeah, you
come
do have a
with you.
grappling hook. It is very effective. So you
Shut away.
grappling hook yourself up while Stanny's just slowly walking up the path. Like, god damn it. You get to
I
the
see
top.
it and take it as a challenge. I start hauling ass.
Okay, this is good.
Da-da-da.
Go ahead, roll me.
Da-da-da.
I'm gonna have Stanislav roll me an athletics check. And then, you know what? Because let's do rollies. Mr. Maker, roll me an Arcana check since this is your magical invention, just to see which one works faster.
28.
I'll
So you-
done. I'll done. No, I can't do it.
You can't even flash the team. So,
No,
Stanny
dude.
just starts walking, and you're like, imagine walking. That's pretty cringe. And you put your hand up, you fire your grappling hook, and as you're like lifting, you go past Stanny, and you're like, you laugh as you pass him. And then like you get about three paths up the switchback, and you just see a blur of yellow and gold light just go past you.
As soon as I see him, like, zip past me,
Yeah.
I activate the rocket boots and immediately start,
Oh,
like,
shit.
taking
Okay.
it as a fat
Roll me
back
one
and
more
the pistol.
athletics versus one more Arcana, please.
We just hear the furious pitter patter of feet and then just a rocket.
I roll in that 20?
Okay. As you start rocketing, Stanny takes it very personal and without hesitation just starts
Arcana is not
leaping.
most.
I figured it would be because like I figured that would be the fairest trade. His is his strength, yours is your brain, but my bad.
Nah, mine's I'm not profession.
Either way, with a natural 20, it doesn't really matter.
Painful.
You start flying your way up, you feel real good about yourself again, and then you see Stanny just scaling the cliff. At this point, he's not even running the switchbacks, he's just launching himself. Almost like Sabretooth in like X-Men
Yeah.
Origins Wolverine, like just
Like the girl from The Ring.
yeah, just super fast. Like it is freakish.
You
And you
ever
both
seen
get
an
to the
Olympic
top.
speed climber? It's like that.
Yeah, so Stanny gets there just moments before Mr. Maker. And Mr. Maker, you pull up to that last cliff top and see Stanny standing there, arms crossed, smile on his face.
I'm sitting there off the edge of the cliff with my legs dangling. I yawn. Oh, it's good of you to join me.
And as you
I
two,
just mutter, God damn it, under my roof. No shit, start a road.
as you take a minute to just sit and overlook over the Ember Step, though, the sun is just beating above you. It's about noon, like I said, maybe 1 o'clock by this point, once you found the camp. It is hot. You've been in the shade all day. You almost forgot how hot the goddamn desert sun was. But as you kind of stand on this cliffside,
I just drink it
overlooking
in for a sec. I
you
love this
see-
shit.
above you, about 50 or so, maybe 75 feet in varying places, the place where you see the cliff end. And you, Stanny, you know for a fact this is where the road leads down from the mountains, curves back towards Lysia and into the Ember Step.
Like if the road's just right up there.
You guys are about a third the way up the cliffside. It's still quite
Okay.
high up. You guys are in just like a third up. But you look out and you can see over the Ember Step quite clearly, and they're sitting just as the cliff sides end, just at the end of it, kind of centered in the Ember Step, the sprawling expanse of Lysia, the massive oasis city that was built here many thousands of years ago and has stood the test of time, withstood all the things that the desert could throw at it, to grow into a thriving metropolis centered around this one oasis lake in the middle of town. You see the tall towers and the fortifications on the walls around it, the sprawling tent city that leads out the front gates, where people who are just not wealthy enough to live within the city gates take up residence outside, almost building a small city of their own outside of these gates, between whatever tents and haphazard shacks they can throw together with whatever they find. It truly is a bustling metropolis. As you stand here and watch, Stanislav, you're reminded of the last time you were here, when you stood in the Bloodspring Arena as a champion amongst the Lysian people for the first time, seeing the sands of the arena, standing as
That wasn't
champion.
the last thing.
And then your victory very quickly soured, as it is very hastily realized exactly who it is was just crowned champion, a formerly escaped slave, meant to fight in the arena anyways, had found his way back to it himself. You were captured, or almost captured. Thorin was taken from your group, and that is basically the stepping point that launched your entire crusade against the Imperium. This is where things truly came to a head for the first time. And as you stand here overlooking that, you're taken by the significance of that. This is where it truly started. This was where things went downhill for the first time and have continued to be a struggle ever since. And as you are left there with that thought, Mr. Maker, eyeing you angrily from the side, a little bit of a disappointment having lost your little competition there. That is where we will end things this evening. We'll be back next week to begin our infiltration into the
Can I ask
city
a quick question?
of Lysia. Absolutely. What's up?
Just approximately how far are we from Lysia now?
By horse, not very far.
By foot.
By foot,
Couple
probably.
hours by foot?
Yeah, maybe an hour or so. You guys are basically
Perfect.
right there. You're not far at all. You're as close
Excellent.
as you could possibly be. And that's where we're going to be
Beauty.
calling it for today. So, that'll be it. Like, I got nothing else for tonight. That was basically everything. I wanted you guys to have a fight that you got to smash some shit in, because you guys been having a bit of a rough go of it the past few weeks.
Smash!
And we wanted to have some smashy time. So, oh, kitty cam. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the cutest thing. We love that. Okay. So, we will be back.
Look at his face.
We'll be back next week to begin our infiltration here. In the meantime, I will be live tomorrow playing some more Skyrim. We've really been enjoying it. The saga of TF Jowls are, I always want to say Tabaxi. It's not Tabaxi. Our Khajiit fiction writer who's been living in Skyrim, enjoying his best life. It's been good times. In the meantime, Hell's Corp, you got anything you want to tell the people about? We got some projects. I'm gonna ask you every single stream because I got to.
That's fine, but it's not yet. Not yet.
Fair
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. All right. Well, y'all, if you haven't
I'm
already,
working on it.
go show some love to my buddy Hell's Corp. Go follow his YouTube or subscribe to his YouTube, whatever it is they do over there. In the meantime, We also have a YouTube channel of our own. Feel free to swing on by there. We upload the D&D sessions every like a week after we do them on Twitch when I'm on time. Sometimes I get a little late with it. The cat is
How
so
you doing on
fucking
the
adorable.
one shots?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
How you doing on the one shots, or not the one shots, but the solos?
One-on-ones.
Oh, I'm still writing them. I have ideas. So the next, when is it going to be our next day off?
I didn't-
Well, planning them. So our
The
next
last
day
Monday
off
of
is the
May.
26th of June. So 3 weeks from today, we'll be off. We'll be shooting Stanislavs. Is basically what we're doing. Is the last Monday of the month. I'm taking it off so I can have a little more prep time during the week to prepare for the next few sessions. And during that, we're gonna shoot the.
I thought you
YouTube
guys
ones.
already did the.
We were gonna, but we
Uh,
didn't get a chance. We didn't have a chance.
Gotcha.
I haven't
What
actually.
about on mine?
Oh, your adventure. Yeah, no, I haven't
That's what I
finished
was
edit. I've cut most of it together. I need to get the music situated because, like, it was, yeah, there's a bunch of random shit going on with the music I need to fix. That is the main issue right now. So, that'll be out probably in the next month or so, and then we're going to be shooting whatever we're calling our little one-on-one shots. We're very excited. We're going to be diving into the backstory of each party member one by one and just role-playing a significant moment in their life. That's going to be uploaded straight to the YouTubes. If you haven't, I linked the YouTube twice because I'm a dummy.
Yeah, see, I didn't know about this. This is
Yeah.
news to me.
Yeah.
I was talking about the
You
slave
were
camp
away that
stuff.
game. Yeah. So at the last Monday of every month now, we're going to be off, and I'm going to use the next 3 that we're off to shoot these one-on-one shots. Everyone gets a little flash into their backstory, including you. So we'll get to do that for everybody. In the meantime,
look at his freaking back paws.
he's so
How they're crossed.
cute.
Oh
All right.
Good God.
So,
I got
y-
piss, boy.
yeah, you go ahead and head out. We're gonna raid out on Darling Creepshow because she's been away for like 3 weeks and we've missed the streams. So we're gonna pop in there, show some love. They're doing some miniature painting today, so we're gonna hit that up right now. Where is my stupid thingy? Dude.
Stuart is so kawaii.
No, no one is kawaii.
Look at him
Anyway,
smile.
we love it. So we will see y'all tomorrow for some Skyrim. Y'all know the drill. In the meantime, I've been Rusty. These have been my friends, and you all have been awesome. We'll see you next time. Bye!
Enjoy your Skype.